And Blake Delaney up into P2, and Jamie Dyke also getting in front of him. He's now in P4, he gets a good run off the corner. He's going to be really chasing Jamie Dyke. He's going to be on the outside into turn 3, the number 11 versus the number 80 car. They're going to be very, very close side by side. A little rear lockup from both of them. And Logan Barnett round the outside in turn 3, lap 1, got the move done. It's pretty clean all the way through. There's 29 and the 27 bumping together. That's very, very good driving. It's Chad Lewis and the 27 car of, I think it's Leslie Hobbs. Lindsay, sorry. Apologies, still getting used to the names. Get there eventually. I think I'm doing pretty well. So far, as we're seeing the 93 of the locked on, the 623 of Chris Ireland getting it through. He was one of our leaders last week. He did very, very well as he has a move up the inside. Has he overcooked it just a little bit? No, he got it. Held that up nicely.
He got that done well, and Chris is braking there. Definitely last little late breakers in that corner, and he pulled it off nicely.
Yeah, you can see the lines that these guys are taking. Ooh, a full lock there from Harry Dodds.
Ran a bit wide there and missed the apex on that exit.
The lines taken through the corners are very similar. Keep it out the wall. Let's hit the wall, Chad Lewis. The 29 car, he's got a train of cars behind him. And he's just nicked that wall in the front left. I don't think there's going to be too substantial of damage as Logan Barnett is having a look at Mr. Blake Delaney. They're very, very close all the way down into P10.
So you can already see as well on the side of Mr. Delaney's car, he's already got some scrapes and bruises on the left side of his car, so he's had a rub with the wall already.
Yep. You can see there's a little bit of a gap sort of forming between the two packs in the field, and Chris Island is stuck behind who is it? Harry Dodds and Lewis, and the more that he's stuck behind them, he's not going to be able to get in front into that leading pack, and that leading pack is all the way down to P9, so it's going to be interesting as he pulls to the outside turns to the inside, he brakes late, does he get it done? That is Logan Barnett up the inside of Blake Delaney. What a move!
Yeah, he got there. He took a bit too much curb and it nearly flipped him onto the wheel spin of death, but he actually got it pulled off. Well done.
That is some incredible driving, and he's just overtaken both of the Fishy boys in about 2 laps. So that is or 1 lap actually. So that's a really good drive from Logan Barnett to get back into the podium positions. And he's now got Darren Lobb to chase in front. This is Chris Island and Harry Dodds we're watching here. The battle
early as well. David had to pit early from P4, so he must have had a jump start or something like that. We'll try and find out that information.
That's Chris Island getting right off the back of Harry Dodds. Oh, he's had a big moment! Oof, slams into the wall. Chris Island is going to drop to the back of the field and pushing just a little bit too hard behind Harry Dodds. He's put himself in the wall, and that is no one's fault but his own.
Oh yeah, he got that bit of wheel spin off that exit and just went sideways. As you see the replay here, sitting behind Harry. Sitting there, runs a nice shallow line. It could have been the aero wash. Can we get a bump from behind Harry?
I think he just had that much speed and maybe had a bit of contact with Harry, and it just unsettled the car. And yeah, you can see the massive damage to that front end. Held the brakes nicely though.
He kept off the racing line. Well done. And he stayed out of trouble. Just unlucky that he ran a bit wide, or stuck behind Harry, hit the aero wash, and around he went.
So Darren Lobb doing the fastest lap, a 1:30.07. I don't think it was valid though.
He must have had a rub with the...
No, it was. I do apologise. It was a 0.65, so that 0.7 on my SDK live timing is correct.
Yes, it's just come through.
As we watch the boys go through turn 1.
Jason starts to settle in and get into a rhythm.
Was that a bit of a slide from Logan Barnett, or was I seeing things?
Yeah, I think it was definitely a slide there. The boys are definitely pushing.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome back to SRW TV for round number 7 of SRW's League's V8 Supercars Super Show here tonight. Tonight we are at Sebring, quite a long track, the old airfield in the USA, so a very, very bumpy track. This series is brought to you, of course, by DSL Welding, DragonRC, and Promo Dept. Of course, my name is Dano. With me in the comms box tonight is Adam Hughes. Tyson had some other things he needed to attend to. And, of course, we have Shibby bringing us the camera angles. It is going to be an interesting race tonight. We had a nice combination race last week where we had the Super 1s and the Super 2s together. But tonight we have back to our normal scheduled programming. We have the Super 2 race and then the Super 1 will be later on. Adam will be with us briefly, but for the moment, I believe we're going to give you guys a little highlight reel of what happened last week, and I will run you guys through so you guys get a little catch up and know what has happened in the last week going into this week. Last week, we were at Daytona for round 6, and it was a very good combination race. We had a really good fight at the front. Dylan DeBono, the Super 2 driver, was almost on the podium. This was a 3-car incident on lap 1. We had Callan Hodgkinson going up the inside, and unfortunately it was Daniel Schultz who he managed to squeeze it through, and it was a locked-on car getting involved there in a sink. That was one of the Sinkovic brothers, was Dean, I think, getting involved there, and it just became a bit of a passenger. This was the lap 5 restart after the safety car. Jamie Dyke led them away, and Blake Delaney followed him, and behind them was a nice little battle between Harry Dodds and David Coleman. Behind them was Mr. Dylan DeBono, the guy who was gunning for a podium. I don't think he got it, and Stefan Lawrence as well, who I was saying was Super 2 last week. He is Super 1. He corrected me, so I do apologize for that mistake. I was saying Super 2 all race, but he is Super 1, and that was the battle as well. At the front of the pack, it was a great battle between Harry, David, and Dylan, and we got to watch that all night long. And yeah, it just seemed to go on forever, that battle, and they got away nice and clean. And Jamie and Blake just dominated at the front, the Fishy Motorsports boys. This was Cowie and Stead Miller. Cowie went to the high line coming off the final corner and just took it wrong, got a bit of oversteer, and absolutely just killed Stead and sent him straight into the wall. Stead held on the brakes, got a little bit further forward, so he was out of the way. And David Coleman put on a little bit of a drift. He got the grass on the outside going into turn number 6 and was able to do a lovely little drift to keep that car going. It was really nice. He lost a couple of positions. This was Ty Delaney and Callan Hodgkinson. Ty Delaney is, of course, Blake Delaney's son, Shivy, correct me? Yeah, they had a nice little battle. Ty was on the outside here. Callan went for it up the inside. Ty managed to hold the position around the outside coming into turn number 5. And this was a really nice little battle. And I think Callan goes up the inside and coming into the next corner. I think it just sort of caught Ty off guard. You can see he goes up the inside there, and Ty just had a little bit of a wobble. Probably didn't expect Callan to get so much speed through the corner, and he got that move done. It was a really nice move on lap 17. Ty Delaney has actually been doing really well the last couple of races. We've been seeing him improve, and we hope to see him sort of up the mid-pack a little bit. And this was Mr. Bradley Wall with an absolutely shredded front end, making a lovely move on Peter Pavlovich. He tried to hold the inside line coming into turn 1, and Brad was able to get a lovely move done around the outside. Take a look at this, folks. Absolutely brilliant move from Bradley Wall. Just a masterclass of driving around the outside, and that's with a broken car as well. Oh, it looked like it was broken. I'm not too sure if it actually is. But it was a great move. This was Mr. Dylan DeBono getting right up close and personal with Blake Delaney. This was shortly after another safety car restart, and getting a little bit fishy up the back, and had a couple of fishy boys getting involved as well. He had Dylan DeBono on his tail and Stefan Lawrence as well. And, oh, sorry. He had Stefan Lawrence and I think it was Harry Dodds as well on his tail. Of course, Dylan was the driver. And he sort of got caught in a sandwich trying to get around Blake to get onto that podium. And he had a good battle. He was really fighting for it. Overdrove the car a little bit. Ended up dropping back a little bit in the end, but managed to do it quite well. And Greg Schulten, this pit exit was very, very close. He had a car coming across him, and he ended up in the wall because he had just gone out into some traffic and ended up in the wall, unfortunately for him. Not the best night out for him. And this was Dylan DeBono again, going for it around the outside on Blake Delaney. You can see how close they were on the banking. He was trying to make the move on Jamie Dyke as well, around the outside, and wasn't able to get it done. Jamie Dyke is that golden piranha on the left-hand side with the yellow, and Blake Delaney is that white fishy accents you see. And yeah, he just wasn't able to get it done. They really know how to defend Blake and Jamie, and they do it really, really well. And he had Stefan Lawrence on his tail as well, and that was, that's, I can't remember who it is. It's Chad Lewis in the yellow Bumblebee Logitech car who was trying to get that move done on Stefan Lawrence. This was the last lap. David Coleman and Chad Lewis having a little battle. David Coleman has shown that he's got a little bit of pace in the last couple of races. This was coming onto the last lap. You can see Barney the flag man not waving his flag, and you can see just how close they were getting. It was a really heated battle. Those two were battling very, very well. And it was side by side almost to the finish. It was really, really good to see. Watching them coming into turn number 3, it was just, you know, so close. David Coleman trying to get it move out around the outside like Ty Delaney did earlier, but, you know, just wasn't able to get it done. Tried to get the draft into turn number 5, and it is a long battle going into it, and Chad was able to defend from him successfully, I believe, and was able to hold that position, so really, really well done to Chad. And I'm just going to let this play out because it is just a really, really nice battle. You can see Chad actually had a little bit of oversteer coming out of the International Horseshoe there, and David Coleman is going to be right up the back of him. They went side by side, and I'm going to be corrected here because David Coleman is going to try and make this move around the outside. Chad Lewis really, really late on the brakes and blocks him off well. And, you know, that draft is so powerful at Daytona that I think David ends up getting him actually on the straight, so I stand corrected. You can't really do too much blocking on Daytona. And Chad, yeah, he got a little bit of a tap, got unsettled, and David was able to get the 5th position, and it was a good finish from those two. A great little battle at the end. Ty Delaney as well was able to get one of the admins on the line. It was a photo finish around the outside, and he managed to get it done. Look how close those two are. Wow, great move from Ty on the last lap. Yeah, so your winners were, who were the winners? I've missed them, unfortunately, but there are the winners on your screen. So I was asking our producer, Adam is still going to be away. He's coming in now, and those are the winners on screen.
Alright boys, I'm back.
Hello, Adam. I am gonna leave everyone in the good hands of Adam, and I will be right back because I need to restart my computer.
Ah, lovely.
Take it away.
Good luck, Dano. How you going, Nathan? Good. All right. What would you like me to start with, mate? Where was Daniel up to? As you say, that poor old Troy has a bit of an excursion off track, doesn't he? How many people got racing tonight? We got at least a field of 25-ish, I think, tonight. The minimum, I'm assuming. Beautiful. So still another 10 or so minutes to go. 15, I think, because no, 15 odd minutes left. So I'm assuming another 10 or so, 15 people would jump into the session. And here's our good mate Cowie. I'm not going to lie, guys and everyone. I'm very much tipping Cowie to have a win tonight. He's my driver of the day already. We haven't even done the race. What's Cowie doing? He's pulling over at the moment, so he's having a bit of a restart, I think. Andrew Lang. Have we got the fishy boys out there yet at all? So it's Super 2. Oh, beautiful. Dude, I'm really liking the ride livery, eh? Every time I see it on, doesn't matter which car, it's just a nice looking livery. I really like it. These the liveries for Super 2 and Super 1 are just so different. Like you look at the Porsches and the excuse me, the F3s and the trucks, they're all sort of, obviously there's a lot of teams that are sort of in the cars, but then you come to the Super 1 and Super 2, it's all new teams I haven't like come across before, new drivers. Bloody, actually I don't mind some of these liveries getting around. I really like an Excalibur Esports. I really like the livery. I'm really digging it.
Hello, hello.
You there, mate?
Quick restart of the PC.
Yeah.
Trying to load into my iRacing now, see if that'll work. Interesting top 3 for the moment in this practice session.
Yeah, it is, mate, isn't it? Three different teams for the top 3, mate. I'm really liking P3 at the moment, Brad Wall. So I'm hoping he stays in the top 3 come the race and come qualifying, mate.
Well, we're used to seeing a couple of other drivers at the top there. I don't think Dylan DeBono is racing tonight. Of course, there was the Sandown 500 today, so I know a lot of those drivers were doing it.
Yeah, that was picking up massive numbers today. That was pre-organised about a week or two ago, I think, and that's just been, yeah, everyone's going crazy for it.
You know, there's a couple of streamers that jumped in there. I know Daniel Gray was involved in that one. I think he came 15. That was after a couple of penalties, so I remember him saying that he was pretty happy with that. And I know a lot of the Fishy boys were actually doing that. I know Jamie Dyke was involved, Blake Delaney,
Michael Whiting, I think, was there.
In the Super Ones. I know Harry Dodds was in there as well.
Yep.
Car off there. We're used to seeing Stead Miller a little bit up the field. So interesting to see what he might be able to do. Peter Pavlovich as well. And Stephen Martin as well is down the order for practice, but I'll get into the Super 2 qualifying results. Unfortunately, we don't have the times this week, but Mr. DeBono, of course, went P1. We had Daniel Schultz P2, Troy Dooley, Paul Gwell, Dylan Buzziani. Stephen Martin was in P number 6, Mr. Brad Wall P7, Jeremy Bush, Andy Cowan P9, Brett Taylor jumping up to P10, great result from him. Stead Miller, P11. Kester Mack, P12. Andrew Lang, 13th. Greg Shilton, Ty Delaney up in P15 ahead of Callan Hodgkinson, Greg Johnston, Dean Sinkovich, Daniel Wiedever, Steven Sinkovich, Reese DeGoey, Peter Pavlovich all the way down in P22. And we had Greg Leake, John Nikolaev, Michael Spithill, and Peter Baxter was P26, but I do believe that is the safety car. Interesting grid. I know you haven't really been keeping too up to date too much with the V8s, Adam?
Nah, I haven't, mate. I probably should. That's my own fault. But nah, I really,
So
really
what
haven't.
we usually see is Stead Miller will get a pretty poor start, and then he'll just fight his way through the field. We'll also see Mr. Peter Pavlovich come through the field as well. Troy Dooley, I've not seen up the front of the grid just yet, so it's going to be great to see him driving up the front. And we'll see a couple of good fights. Cowie's usually in on a couple of battles as well. So Super 2, honestly, can arguably sometimes be better action, as we see Reese going having to take to the runoff area.
Is it usually because of poor starts that these guys get sort of stuffed around, or is it because they get caught up in lap 1 incidents?
Nothing really. It's usually just it can be down to driver mistakes, or it can really just be down to anything that really happens. A lot of the time, it's just a bit of lack of experience from the Super 2s. So, you know, knowing when to make a move, when to overtake, to defend, you know, when to make the dive bomb, I suppose, or when to hold back and be patient, all those type of things that can, you know, affect your race. When to work together as well. Normal, just like experience type things that you sort of pick up the more you race, you know?
Yeah, I'm with you. Yep. Is it going to be a? Do you reckon it'll be very much a fuel tight race, I suppose, tonight? Because I know the Porsches, when they were around here at Sebring, were very much fuel tight. I think Radicals weren't too far off. I think the F3s are pretty relaxed on fuel, I think.
Well, I know that the fuel saving is quite easy around here, so I don't know if we'll be seeing too much fuel saving from the Super 2s. That's another strategy that does come into play, is, you know, with fuel saving being not like a high-end skill, but more one that takes a little bit more practice, you tend to see some of these boys just go hard out and then just take the extra stop. But I think we'll probably just see the one stop here tonight, maybe two, depending on how hard they're going to be pushing.
Right. Oh, Jesus. Steve Bunn's taking a very late maneuver into the pits. Jesus.
That's the teammates, Stephen Martin and Peter Pavlovich. Just listening to our race control, Ryan Barber. Sorry we weren't able to get him in this evening. Let's see if we can get him into the Super 1s though. Now it's Jeremy Bush on board. Isn't that a lovely sight?
I'm looking forward to turn 1 here, Max. I know when we did the F3s here earlier in the week, it was just, turn 1 was absolute chaos. It really was.
Yeah, F3 is usually chaos turn 1 at Sebring because everyone's trying to take that single line through the corner, and then you end up having a problem. Because 2 don't go into 1.
Not you.
Just see the sort of lines that Jeremy's taking here. You can see how it sort of differs from the lower end Super 2s to the higher end Super 2s. We'll have a look at maybe Troy Dooley or one of the, like Paul Guerlin or Cowie. I know Cowie loves to refine his craft and make sure that he knows the best lines around the corner. And this is the tricky one here.
Yeah, tight right-hander. In the back of the circuit, it's yeah, it's a tricky one. You can't really take too much curb on the inside, because if you do, you're going to end up in the sticks and stones on the outside.
I feel like Jeremy turned in just a little bit early there. I feel like he probably could have waited a little bit more, braked a little bit later, or am I just not a supercar driver?
Oh, I suppose you could, but then again, the supercars can basically bolt a curb with no, well, next to no consequences, so it's not too bad. Whereas you do it in an F3 or a Porsche Radical, the car's bouncing and spewing and doesn't like it, whereas, yeah, a supercar, it just goes over it like a little hump, so it doesn't really phase it too much. But that particular corner it's blind, it's it's sort of a it's a bit of a scam in a way, because you think, oh yeah, I can brake deeper or I can turn in later, but then you brake too late and you're going straight into the fence in front of you, or you turn in too late and you miss the apex by miles. It's just one of those corners. Very misleading.
Yeah, Cam, I think that's one of the corners that I think I struggled with the most when I was racing. Is that turn at Sebring, is that right-hander, because it's so just misleading, because you want to turn in, and if you turn in too early and you hit that curve, then you end up unsettling the car completely, and especially driving an LMP2 around here was low downforce, or not low downforce, but just, you know, very low to the ground. That curb will kill your car, so...
Yeah, geez, you could, supercar, you man every curb, whereas a P2 or P1, you'd tend to avoid every curb around here. Usually, anyway. Oh, that's in a pracky, mate. So we're going to go straight into qual. Oh, we already had quali, haven't we? They've already done pre-qual, haven't they? The boys and girls here.
They've done their pre-qualing, as I just went through it before. We got Dylan DeBono on pole, but I'm not sure if he's actually racing this evening. So Daniel Schultz will be on pole. Troy Dooley, Paul Guerlin, Dylan Pudzieni, Stephen Martin, Brad Wall, Jeremy Bush, Cowie, Brett Taylor, Stead Miller sneaks into the top 10 then. Kester Mack, Andrew Lang, Greg Shilton, Carl Hodgkinson, Greg Johnston, both Sinkovich brothers, Bruce DeGoey, and Peter Pavlovich will be starting right from the back.
And Peter Baxter's our safety car for tonight, is he, mate?
Yeah, he is.
Beautiful.
The number 22 we will be on board with is Mr. Bradley Wall for the start of this race. We're going to have about a minute 20 before the start. So where do you think we should be keeping an eye on, Husey?
I'd like to say probably between 5 and 10, I reckon, just because that's sort of where the start of the middle of the pack is, and that's where all the massive battles start to happen. I'm tipping.
Alrighty. Well, I'm going to interrupt you, unfortunately. Brad gets a beautiful start off the line, goes to the outside. They're going to be 2 wide, almost 3 wide going into turn 1. Bradley Wall, beautiful start, and up the inside goes Stephen Martin. They're going to stay 2 wide, and Brad is going to have the run on the outside. He's going to have the run on Paul Guerlin, almost makes contact, has to slam on the brakes just before turn number 3.
Oh, that was sensational by Bradley. That was an awesome start.
I don't think we could have picked up...
I think we've had a spin. Is that Troy? Is he... I think we've had a spin there, I think, mate.
I don't think he spun. I think it may have just been a little bit of a hiccup in connection, but you might be right, because it looks like he's dropped down the order. We'll see if we can get a replay on that one. They are all going all the way down. You can see Stead Miller trying to make up those positions already. Cowie is right in the thick of it. Stead has a spin. Takes out Colin Hodgkinson. There's a big pile up at the back. Peter Pavlovich is involved as well. Chaos at the back of the grid. Brett Taylor was involved there as well. So Stead Miller, Brett Taylor, Peter Pavlovich, and Colin Hodgkinson all involved in that incident. We'll see if we can get a DSL Welding action replay in just a moment. This is Kester Mack and Jeremy Bush having a good little battle on your screens now. And Brad Wall trying to get that position back on Dylan Pudzieni, the 888 car. Can he get it done? He had an incredible start. That was probably one of the best starts I think I've seen in Super 2.
Yeah, that was a mega start, wasn't it? That was absolutely sensational. It was pretty clean as well, which I'm impressed about. But are we able to get a replay of what happened to Troy there? Because he was second or third at one point, and he just dropped all these positions, unless he's had a had a hardware failure, of course.
Yeah, it looks like he's going a lap down, so he may have just disconnected. Oh yeah, he did. So it looks like he connection dropped due to upload packet loss, so he did just disconnect, unfortunately, so that's going to be very frustrating for him. Looks like Cowie is now right on the back of these guys. And watching them go down the straight, Cowie was right up the back of him. Not too sure what happened there. We got Kester Mack blinking in and out. He's having a bit of connection issues. Cowie's going to want to get around him as sooner rather than later. Jeremy Bush doing a good job defending in front.
Well, there hasn't been a safety car yet, mate. I sort of was tipping the safety car would come out through that massive collision coming into the hairpin, but it's actually not been called, which I'm impressed with it.
Well, I don't think anyone really had a problem with it. There wasn't really anything that caused a safety car. They all got up and running again. It's being investigated, though, with car number 134 is apparently the main point of investigation as we're watching Stephen Martin battling Daniel Schultz up the front after dark, and Century Motorsports battling away at the front. You can see Stephen Martin has a little bit more pace into some of these corners, and Callan Hodgkinson has been black flagged.
Ah, bugger.
So it looks like Callan Hodgkinson has been deemed at fault.
I'll be able to get a replay of that by any chance, mate, just to see if...
I don't think he's too happy with it. We'll see if we can get a replay shortly. And this is heating up at the front, and Paul Gwellen is right up and involved with this. This is a battle all the way down to P6, and Cowie is getting involved as well. Kester Mack was able to get around Jeremy Bush, and Cowie wants to get involved as well, so he's trying to get around Jeremy Bush at the back. And you can see now Paul Gwellen having to defend from Jeremy Bush and Dylan Budzieni. Sorry, mixing up the locked-on sim racing cars. Brad Wall is slowing on the inside. And there's a little bit of contact up the front. Stephen Martin getting right up the back of Daniel Schultz. Paul Gwellen goes round the outside. He's going to have the run. It looks like he is going to take the race lead going on to lap number 3.
Oh, Jesus. I thought 3 wide then, but they were smart to it, which is good. Pull back in and just do a single file again, because that's the last thing you want to do is go 2 or 3 wide through turn 1, that's for sure.
Yeah, it looks like they're really starting to get involved now. That little 3-way battle is starting to turn into a 8-way battle, going all the way down to Bradley Wall in P9. Sorry, a 9-car battle, as Mr. Dean Sinkovich has done the fastest lap of the race. We'll see if we can get the intervals up in just a moment, but that lap was a 2 minute, 5 seconds and 32 milliseconds. So that is a decent amount quicker. And he's trying to make the move on Cowie. He's up 8 positions, Dean Sinkovich, so a really, really good start from him.
Yeah, I'm so glad we've got an all-white battle for this, because this is just, yeah, this is definitely different to what I'm used to. I'm usually used to like maybe 2 to 4, maybe 5-car pack battles, but yeah, 9-way battle, that's mega. That is absolutely awesome.
You can see just how close these guys are. Kester Mack now trying to get the move done on Dylan Budzieni round the outside, coming into the S's, and he's done it. That's a great move. He blinked out for a second there, but he got it done round the outside. That's a great move. He's now on the hunt for those podium positions, and they're starting to form a little bit of a gap now. So there's a 1.3, 1.4 second gap to Kester Mack, and then it's a battle all the way down to P9. So they have split a little bit. There's a front 3, and now there is a pack of 6 cars battling for the lead. But if these 3 up the front keep battling like they are, they will start to pull in again. Stephen Martin is really trying to get around Daniel Schultz, trying to find any way around him, and is just unable to do it. Daniel Schultz, though, takes the race lead, and Stephen Martin follows him through. Is he going to have a look up the inside? He's going to hang back, go a little bit deep, and cut off Paul Gwellen. That's great defending, but it looks like Paul might have a little run on him.
Are we anticipating a 1-stop race tonight, mate? Or are we expecting a 2-stop race? Do you know?
I am not too sure. I'm not too sure what the fuel limit is. I'm just going to actually check now. It looks like 50... Oh, can I max fuel it? I can, because I'm only watching. I don't know what the fuel cap is, unfortunately, tonight. I know they do it by percentages, so I don't get informed on what it actually is. I think it might be a 1-stop. It's a 25-lap race, 2 minutes a lap, so we should be lucky to get those 25 laps done in the 55-minute time limit, and you can see Kester Mack has caught right up, and it is now a battle for first all the way down to P7. Brad Wall and Dean Sinkovich has dropped off a little bit at the back of the field there. Maybe just hoping that somebody makes a mistake in front. Cowie's under attack from Jeremy Bush, or he's actually just got round him. That's a great move from Cowie. He's finally able to get further on the attack now. He's up into P6, and that's up quite a few positions for Cowie. That's up 2. So he started in P8. Kester Max up 7, though, up in P4. So that's an incredible drive from him so far.
Are we expecting everyone to take tyres this race, mate, or is everyone going to be on
Definitely.
Definitely? Yep.
Definitely. Just the way that Sebring is. Oh, there's contact! Daniel Schultz is round. There's definitely contact on the rear left of that supercar. There was contact between him and Stephen Martin. He's trying to get it out in... Oh, that was very close. Trying to get it out in safe fashion.
Oh, that's a very awkward place to be, to reverse it out. Very awkward.
To the straight to race control. It's being investigated. We'll get the DSL Welding action replay up shortly. And Stephen's fighting it over the radio as well. I'm overhearing it. So he's not happy, and I think he has gone into the pits. Where's Stephen Wright? He's dropped down to P8, so something's gone wrong there. I think he also had a bit of a moment. And Kester Mack is up 9 spots now, and he's up into P2. He's now fighting Mr. Paul Gwelin for the lead. Has a little bit of a moment coming out of the hairpin. And he could be on for his maiden race victory for for Pulse Racing Team. Sorry, I was going to say Century Motorsport, but it's clearly not. It's just got Century on the side of it. And Paul Gwelin has want to hold on to that, but it looks like his connection might let him down. Hopefully it stays connected. Dylan Bunziani's up into the podium, and Cowie is right on his tail, trying to get that podium.
Dude, I hope Cowie can get up there, mate. I really am rooting for Cowie this round, eh? I really am.
Yeah, it would be awesome to see Cowie on the podium. I think he definitely deserves it. He's been doing really, really well the last couple of races. And yeah, this is getting very, very close. They're starting to pull a little bit of a gap, though, to Dylan Bunziani. Shibby, are we able to get that action replay of what happened? Here we go, the DSL Services action replay of what happened on the last lap between Stephen Martin and Daniel Schultz. This is for the race lead, so...
Has he gone for a lunge? Is it what's happened here?
Well, so Stephen went for it around the outside, and they both came together. And it looks like that might actually be a racing incident. I didn't realize that Stephen went round as well. Oh, we had a big hit with the tire barrier. I definitely think that that's going to be a racing incident. It looks like Daniel was trying to hold it round the outside, trying to cut it off, but he should have just kept it tight and cut Stephen off that way, but wasn't able to do it. Now, Paul Gwellin's still in the lead. He was the big benefactor from that, and Kester Mack as well. Brad Wall making the move on Andy Cowan in the background. They're side by side coming into the hair. Now he's going to have to succeed the position, I think. He's going to hold over under. Can't make a move around the outside here. He's going to break early. And that's a great move from Brad. He just doesn't want the spotlight on him, it seems. He keeps having a slowdown. Oh, he may have had a slowdown the last couple of laps. I think that was a Sinkovich losing it, but he's kept it on track. Just trying to hear, sorry, from race control.
Oh, Cow went for a bit of a sneaky lunge then, but I think he's thought otherwise. I went backed out just last minute, I think. Just through his front nose, goes straight down the inside, but obviously, yeah, he's obviously pulled out of it.
That was lap 1.
I believe that was lap 1 at the hairpin, I believe.
I'm sorry for you guys at home that can't hear Shibby. He's just looking for that lap 1 incident where Carl Hodgkinson got black flagged. Definitely seems, though, that this has been a racing incident, but the problem with that is Stephen Martin, because he had such bad damage, had to jump into the pits early, take that fast repair, and now has to run a long race to try and get back into it. So we'll have to wait and see what he can do. Stead Miller is down in P12, and Peter Pavlovich is P10. Daniel Schultz is, I think, one of the only ones really in for a possible race win. If he can do a recovery, that'd be awesome. And yeah, big upset from our top three as Jeremy Bush. That's a great save.
You tank flapper, Jesus.
Great save from Jeremy Bush. We'll get a replay of that one from an onboard and see just how panicked he was in the cockpit of that Mustang. That was very, very close to hitting that concrete wall.
That was a mega save. I reckon he would have gone seesawing on that wheel for sure, Dano. Absolutely.
That was absolutely incredible. We'll get it up shortly. It looks like he's got to get that confidence back. That's the problem, Adam, when you have a big moment like that, is you end up having to regain the confidence as Dylan Budzieni's trying to make a move on the outside of Llewellyn, and Brad Wall is going to try and get up, try to take advantage to get onto that podium. And we have two people from the broadcast team possibly on for a podium, so we might be a little bit biased. Brad Wall's going to send it up the inside of Dylan Budzieni.
Dip, mate. Have a dip, son.
Oh, is there going to be contact? No, they're going to be clean through. This is some incredible driving from these three. And the only thing here is Kester Mack is going to run off into the distance, and hopefully his connection stays stable so he can get a race win. I'm not saying that he's going to win, because commentator's curse is definitely a thing here on SRW. We've seen it happen time and time again, but we definitely want to see these two on the podium. Dylan Budzieni is really under attack now. Brad is going to make light work of this down the straight. He's going to have a massive draft, and Cowie is going to have to follow him through if he wants to get through quickly.
Yeah, I think Cowie's going to have to just force the issue if Brad can't get it done, because I think Brad's got pace, but so does Cowie. But I think also Budzieni's obviously got pace as well, which is another problem. You can't pass on if you're not faster, and that's the main problem.
Yeah, so still not able to get it done.
It's starting to drop. Well, he's just starting to fall off the off third and fourth a bit, I think.
I think he's got to get a bit of confidence. Well, get back now as they went side by side through turn one. This is a 5-car battle for the podium, and this is an awesome battle. I think we'll get all race. Paul Llewellyn starting to catch up a little bit. Cowie has just got to get back into that zone. Maybe just shut up his spotter and just focus on driving. Ooh, big save. Took a little bit too much curb, and the rear end started going round. He was able to save it. He'll drop back just a little bit, but he's still within the draft. Is Brad going to send it up the inside? He's going to go for it. But he has to hold it on the inside. He's trying to get the best exit, and he'll go for it into the next corner.
I think he's going to be too over this corner. I think he's just going to have to just fall onto line and wait until next lap, or later in the lap anyway.
Oh! Kester Mack and Paul Llewellyn, big incident! Big incident! Cowie and Brad Wall take the race lead. What just happened?
Oh my God, what happened to the
what
top
just
three?
Happened?
Onto Kester Mack, did he just lock a brake, did he?
We'll have to get a DSL Welding Action Services. Action Services? No, Action Replay. DSL Welding Services Action Replay. Oh, there's so much going on. That was the top three all getting involved there. Dylan Budzieni was involved at the back there. I think he may have locked up trying to avoid it. And we'll see what happened here. So Kester Mack had a substantial lead. What happened here? He braked early, it looks like. And Paul Llewellyn, I think, went straight on, and I think he locked up. And Dylan Budzieni couldn't really do anything. It looks like he also just had a problem. And there it is. They both got through cleanly.
So that makes sense.
Paul Llewellyn, they're all three of them are being investigated. I think, Paul Llewellyn was black flagged for that one, so he is going to be having to take a penalty for that one. But Cowie and Mr. Brad Wall are into the lead.
That is phenomenal.
So could we see an admin battle for a podium? Who do you think is going to take that one?
Brad Wall, mate. I have to be biased because Bradley Wall's my teammate at the moment.
Yeah, I suppose. As Peter Pavlovich is having a look at Reese DeGoey. Sorry, took me a second to figure out who that was. And Reese is doing a fantastic job of keeping him behind. He is defending all the right lines here. And when you do that, you just add a lot of frustration to the driver you're keeping behind. But it looks like now Peter is going to be able to get alongside. He'll brake just a little bit later. He'll have the inside for the hairpin, and he gets that move done nice and well. But Reese is going to have the exit speed. Is he going to be able to get alongside him again and go up the inside in the next hairpin?
They're going side by side. He's gone for a lunge. He's gone for a lunge. Has he kept it?
For a lunge. He has kept a little bit of a moment on the outside. They're going to stay side by side. This is an incredible battle, Husey, and you don't really see this in the Super Ones, do you?
Nah, definitely not, mate. Super 2 is a little bit more compact. Super 2 is definitely more compact than what Super 1s are, that's for sure, mate. There's some fast guys in the Super 1s, so they don't tend to hang around each other for too long, mate.
Yeah, I think we get to see a lot more respect in the Super 2 because these guys are more focused on not having the incidents rather than being fast. Almost a bit of contact, and there is a little bit of contact.
Yes, there is.
Between Reese and Peter. Stead Miller is going to be able to try and capitalize on that. He gets the position on Peter Pavlovich. He's going to have the draft down the straight. Is Reese going to be able to defend from it? It looks like he has a little bit of damage on that rear left, as you can see. And he takes a wide line. Stead Miller goes through on the inside. Peter Pavlovich is going to be able to try and sneak through on the inside. Is he going to be able to get the move done? They're going to stay side by side. And Reese DeGoey is looking like improved incredibly over the last week. Braking for turn one. They're still side by side. Is Peter going to have the overspeed on the outside? He is going to have the speed to get that position and that move done. That's great. Great driving from these two.
That is mega. That was absolutely sensational. So you reckon we'll start seeing these guys pit around lap 12, lap 13 maybe?
Yeah, probably around then. I reckon maybe, 15 is probably the way to go. You know, halfway through they might go a bit longer, as this is Callan Hodgkinson and Andrew Lang having a battle. As of course, Callan Hodgkinson had that penalty before. Oh, big moment from Callan Hodgkinson. Gets a big lock-up, a little wobble, and Andrew Lang put on the perfect amount of pressure for Callan to make that mistake. And that's another thing about Super 2, Adam, is that, you know, you can force people into those mistakes because that little bit of pressure mounts. And in Super 1, oh, there's another person off. And Paul Gwellen is just driving a stock supercar round. He has not taken his fast repair just yet. He's got no rear wing on that. And he's just driving it around like a normal car. I don't know if anyone's told him that he's not got a back end on that car. Kind of looks like just a normal Commodore. Yes,
yeah, we can hear, Nate. Yep.
Adam just doesn't talk. This is the incident on lap 1. So you can see Brett Taylor went up the inside. That's the 134 car, and he went way up the inside trying to get alongside Peter Pavlovich. Andrew Lang tried going up there as well, and Andrew Lang tips
dual spin.
Tips Greg Johnston, and Brett Taylor nicks the rear end of Peter Pavlovich. So that is how that domino effect started. I think Greg was able to kind of save his. He was able to get up and going again. And the rest of the boys sort of just had to drop back. So that's the risk that you run having not qualified. I think Peter Pavlovich having qualified so far down the grid or not qualified at all. That's the risk you run with that. And back live now, with on board with Dean Sinkovic. He's having a look at Daniel Schultz. And after the pit stops, we might actually be able to see this man on the podium if he can keep it going.
Yeah, there's a high chance of it, Dano. Massive chance of it. He was doing it right in the F3s and Radicals earlier in the week as well. Like, he was a shoo-in for a top 5 as well, but I think he got caught up in a late incident earlier in the week with the F3s, I believe, or the Radicals. It may have been both, actually.
Well, I know him and Steven both like to have the streams running while they drive. So I would say give us a honk if you could. But if you can hear us, Dean, give us a little flash of your lights and we'll try and catch it on the stream. On board now with Peter Pavlovich. Ted Miller going wide. And he says, thank you very much. That is a freebie for me. And he'll be able to pull away because Stead is going to drop back just outside of that drafting space. And Peter is going to be able to pull away. Just go to the front of Dean's car and see if he gives us a little flash. Give us a little flash, Dean, if you've got it bound. I hope he does. Otherwise, we've got a problem, don't we? Doesn't look like it. Probably can't hear us over the sound of that Mustang. These supercars are so loud in game. They really are.
They are, aren't they? I don't drive them enough or often, but yeah, they are bloody loud, mate. They are bloody loud.
So Dean just sitting behind and just trying to maybe follow Daniel to pick up a bit of speed, because Daniel is starting to maybe catch Jeremy Bush and Dylan Budzeni. I think Cowie and Brad Wall went into the pits. Completely missed. Cowie actually had a better pit stop by 8 seconds, but still came out behind Mr. Bradley Wall as Stephen Martin goes up the inside of Greg Johnston. Great move into the hairpin.
Well, lap 12 of 25, I'm tipping we're going to start seeing people coming in probably in the next 1 to 3 laps, I reckon, Dano. Because we are technically more or less halfway, I suppose.
If the leaders pit now, then I reckon, yeah, it'll be 1 or 2 laps, and then Greg Johnston just having a moment there. And Brad Wall will sneak through. It looks like Cowie may have been stuck behind him, though. No, he gets through. But after a little bit of a wait, though, so Brad is going to be able to pull that gap. And these are technically your race leaders trying to push. So Cowie is going to be pushing, I think, a little bit harder. He's got to make sure not to overdrive that car and push too hard. Of course, he doesn't want to lose that position. Any mistake now could really jeopardize their race. Dylan Budzieni and Jeremy Bush, the locked-on boys at the front, have just pit. So Daniel Schultz and Dean Sinkovic going into the lead. And we will see if Cowie and Mr. Wall can overtake them into the pits. We're going to see now as they come across the line. Have they done enough to get past those boys in the pits? Yes, they have. So they're just exiting the pits now. And there comes Cowie and Mr. Brad Wall. So they've done enough to get past those two, but are they going to have done enough to get past Daniel Schultz and Dean Sinkovic? We're going to have to wait and see.
Are we going with the idea that between the lap 12 crossing over into 13 is basically the pit window, or the start of the pit window?
Yeah, it definitely looks like that. And so, yeah, start of the pit window was lap 12. And I think, you know, Daniel had that little incident. So I think he went into the pit lane at the start. Oh, let me double check that. No, he hasn't been in the pit lane yet. So all the way down to this man on your screens now, Steven Sinkovic. Those guys haven't pit. So Stephen Martin went into the pits after his incident with...
What's happened with Greg Johnson? He's had a spin as well at the hairpin. Has he had contact, or has he spun on his own accord? Oh, it looks like it might be on his own.
Here's the replay.
So it looks like he's done on his own. Yeah, no, he's done on his own. Just
Lock the rears.
lock the rears. Yep, rears come around. Okay.
Oh, tried to... Oh, no, you can't be doing that, mate.
Jesus.
That's Denny, who's just come out of the pits. And that is going to compromise his race, having, you know, just come out of the pits, wanting to catch up to
He's had another spin.
He's had another spin. Greg is not having a good one.
Oh, Jesus. Not a good outlap, is it? What's he done here? On his own. Oh, he's on his own again. Oh, no.
It's not even an outlap.
Isn't it? I thought it was an outlap.
He's taken a bit too much speed into that corner. And then he's got on the power again, trying to keep it going. But you've got to stay off the power if you're on the grass and just sort of maneuver it, stab the brake a little bit, and try and drift it around. It's quite hard to do, as we see Daniel Schultz coming into the pit lane and Steven Sinkovic as well. And have Cowie and Brad Wall done enough? It looks like they have. They do pass Daniel Schultz in the pit lane. Daniel Schultz just coming out of the pits now. And he gets passed by Dylan Pudziani as well. Does Jeremy Bush get out in front as well? He does. So Daniel Schultz dropping way down the order after his pit stop, but he is still up the back of Jeremy Bush. And this is shaping up to be an incredible race. So still yet to pit is Dean Sinkovic, Peter Pavlovich, Paul Gwelin, whose car is very damaged, Reese DeGoey, and Stephen Martin pit when he had his incident with Daniel Schultz. So he'll be able to run just a little bit further, and we should see how it goes.
Also in the stock standard ZB Commodore you can see on the road. So still running that gig.
It really just does look like he's running a normal Commodore that somebody has put a livery on, doesn't it?
It does, doesn't it? Without that wing, you just think, yeah, no, it's just a standard ZB Commodore, nothing to it.
Yeah, could chuck some lights on it and we'll turn it into a safety car. What do you think?
Why not? Yeah, might as well, because the poor Peter Baxter in the safety car aren't going to work out tonight, so he's not been required at all. So, going to need a on-track bloody safety car permanently, I think, for this race, because we haven't had one yet.
Nah, he'll go in and he'll take that fast repair shortly. I think probably this or next lap. They've run really late to be doing this. They've probably been doing some work behind the scenes, doing some fuel saving, I think. And Daniel Schultz is really getting up the back of Jeremy Bush now. Jeremy Bush under a lot of pressure to stay with his teammate. And Daniel Schultz, I think, is going to try and make this move in the next 2 laps.
Well, I'm tipping that they've only got less than probably, I'd say they've only got 50% fuel capacity, so they probably have to be pitting either, I'd say before lap 16, 17, otherwise they're going to be out of fuel, I reckon. Unless they just want to go for a short run on the new set of tyres, so the new set of tyres aren't running a heavy fuel load, I guess, which makes sense, but you're obviously going to give yourself a bit of pain in the first stint versus the second stint. Yeah,
so Stephen Martin came into the pits and he's come in before Dean, Peter and Paul and Reese, so that is very interesting that he's pit that early. I think he's trying to stay in sequence with a lot of these boys as trying to go on the inside. Daniel Schultz just unable to get it done, and Jeremy is just leaving a space that looks like an opening, but it's just not enough, so he's trying to entice Daniel into taking some grass and forcing him into a mistake. So actually smart driving from Jeremy there, as I think Daniel is going to try and make a move here into the hairpin. He brakes a little bit later, and he's quite light on the brakes. Has he got it done? Oh, could be a little bit of contact. No, Jeremy Bush has done beautifully to keep that position, and he is just going to be battling with Daniel so Dylan can get away in front. This is actually very great teamwork.
He's racing hard but fair, and I'd like to see that. That is awesome. I know Daniel will be keen to get around him.
Cowie's on the back of Brad Wall as well, so there's 2 battles going on, one for the net lead, and I think this is for the podium positions. Here goes Daniel Schultz up the inside. He's got to make sure not to have an incident with any contact. It is very, very close between these two. As I think Daniel's just done it around the outside. I think he's just conceded the position. I think Jeremy wants the draft on the straight, but he's got to keep with Daniel if he's going to do that. And we'll see now if he gets enough draft to carry him along. Paul Gwelin into the pits. And how is Dean still running at the front? How much fuel are you saving, mate, to be running at the front? Peter Pavlovich as well. These guys are just fuel saving so much out the front.
Oh, he is too. Oh, okay.
So
This would be interesting.
Paul Gwellen has taken that fast repair. That car is now looking pretty. And we'll see where he comes out. Looks like he's going to come out behind Stead Miller. Oh, that was a bit of contact, I think, between Callan Hodgkinson and Andrew Lang, who've been having a battle all race. And Andrew Lang may have locked it up as well. Sorry, I didn't quite catch that. You can see Troy Dooley in the background. Unfortunately, had a disconnect at the start of this race. If you guys have joined us midway through, Troy Dooley started up the front and unfortunately had a big incident. We had a nice almost 9-car battle for a little while there, and then we had a big incident between the front three, or it was front two and then it was the front three. So we had 5 cars at the front have big incidents, and now we have Bradley Wall and Andrew Cowan as your net race leader. So all the cars in front have not pit yet. Peter Pavlovich, Reese DeGoey, and Dean Sinkovich. They are surely pitting soon. Dean is coming down the back straight as I speak, and it looks like
we're looking at the provisional podium at the moment because we've obviously got Dean and Pete to pit yet, don't we? Oh,
big incident. That's Greg Shilton in the wall at the exit of Sunset Bend. He's got a P plate on the back of that car, and it certainly needs it. Dean is still staying out. Yeah, just lost the rear. It's so easy to do. It's so easy to do. And he tried to save it, just a little overcorrection. Kept it out the wall, or almost kept it out the wall.
Like he's done really well.
Luckily, didn't impede too many people. Something happened with Reese DeGoey, Cowie, and Brad Wall. I think Brad Wall's been involved there. I think Reese was trying to get into the pit lane, and Cowie has ended up in front of Bradley Wall, so we'll get an action replay of that one shortly. And Peter Pavlovich also into the pits. So here is your replay of what happened there. Brad went to the outside. He braked quite late. Took a really wide line. Oh, and I think there's contact. Oh, big contact. Great save.
Oh, jeez.
Great save from Brad to keep that going. And it looks like the rear end wasn't damaged. That was a big hit, though.
It was, wasn't it?
That's under investigation. It does look like it is.
Yeah, look at the chopper view.
Yeah, we'll have a look at it again, I guess. As Cowie is now in your race lead, but he's got to catch Dean Sinkovich, who is yet to pit. And here it is again from chopper view. So Reese was on the inside. He tried taking a nice inside line, and that's the risk you run running that outside line. You have to cut in
coming in too hard.
And I think it was just in a blind spot for Brad. He didn't really see it. And depending on Reese's field of view, he probably wouldn't have seen him as well unless he had tripped. So that is a big incident there.
Yeah, if you're running a single monitor or something, then you won't see him. If you're running triples or VR, then you should be able to see him with relative ease. But if you're running single screen, it's a little bit hard. Now I'm just thinking, so Dean's got a pit, and now assuming, he might be coming in this lap maybe, but if he isn't, then he's doing a mega stint. He's in. Dean's in the pits.
So he's 20 seconds ahead of Cowie. So we're going to see if Cowie catches up. I'm almost positive he will, because it is about a 50 second to 60 second pit stop. Here is the view from the pit straight. You can see Cowie in the background with Bradley Wall coming down the main straight. And Cowie is going to cross the line and go into the race lead, but Bradley Wall is not finished yet.
No, he's not. He's having a crack. He wants first place. This is awesome.
So what he's done there is he's trying to get the exit speed. He went really wide and tried to get a better exit. And Cowie in that purple performance sim racing car, purple performance sim racing. That's a bit of a twister. Brad having a little moment there on the exit that's going to allow Cowie to get just a little bit further away. It's all about confidence in these cars, and if you make those little mistakes, it can really affect your confidence. That's what it looks like on board. Oh, big incident! He's had a big lockup, and Cowie is going to run off into the distance. Dylan Puzziani is going to catch right up. He is now right on the tail, and he gets actually in front, and so does Daniel Schultz. So now Brad has to really make up a lot of ground to get back up into that podium, because these two have taken it away from him. They're side by side coming into the next corner, and Daniel Schultz trying to sneak up the inside.
Oh,
He's
wow.
in on the outside, and it is just crazy town here.
This is going to be phenomenal. It really is. I have to be careful though, because these two will be battling pretty hard, so he's just going to be a little bit careful here.
Almost contact between Daniel Schultz and Dylan Puzziani, and Brad is really getting involved now. He's going to almost be up the inside. I think he thought better of it and dropped back.
Jeremy is not far off, mate. Jeremy isn't far off at all.
You read my mind, Husey. I was about to say Jeremy Bush is starting to get involved as well. You can see he is caught right up due to these guys battling. And it's now going to be a 4-car battle for that race lead. We've got 7 laps to go, and it's going to be very, very close here. Cowie has got such a lead. You would think, surely, and I'm not going to say the rest because you know what I was going to say, and it doesn't need to be said.
Yep, nah, I agree, mate. Don't say anything else because it could end up in a headache. Now, I'm just thinking, if they do battle, obviously Cowie will get away even more, mate, because as soon as Jeremy catches up, if he does, that's going to make it a 4-way battle. And I assume after Jeremy Bush, there's a sizable gap between himself and, is it Miller? I believe, in P6?
Yes, Dead Miller in P6, followed by Kester Mack, who was doing really, really well this race. Unfortunate that he had that incident with Paul Gwellen and Dylan Puzziani. So Dylan has done very well to stay up the front. Here goes Daniel Schultz up the inside. Oh, sorry, up the outside, trying to get the move done. Dylan is putting on a great defensive drive. Brad having a little lockup once again. Jeremy Bush is going to take that. And Daniel Schultz gets the move done, so he's gone deep into the corner and got the run on the exit. Great move. Great smart racing.
Jeez, that is bloody good, isn't it? Oh, is Dean, is it? Going wide, I believe? Yep, that was Dean, yep. He just pushed too hard into the hairpin there, I think. So he's just lost out to Stephen Martin, rather. I was going to say Stead Miller, then to say Stephen Martin. Oh, right, okay, jeez. So what's he done? Is he just locked the run? No, just locked the front, I think. Just carrying too much speed and locked the front, and that was it. That's all she wrote.
Yeah, unfortunately for Stead, he has been quite prone to some incidents this season. Consistency has been his problem, and it looks like Reese DeGoey has been issued a 10-second penalty for that incident with Brad Wall. And that is going to be a post-race penalty, so no drive-through for him.
Yes, because the last 5 laps, of course, yeah, we're within the last 5 laps, so that means guaranteed no safety car and any penalties dished out will be more or less a post-race penalty, I believe, within reason, I believe.
Yeah, so unfortunate for him, but unfortunately that is what happens because, yeah, Brad was ahead coming into the... he was ahead into the corner, actually. And he's going to try and make a move on Dylan Puzziani there. Just unable to do it. He's going to have to do what Daniel did and go deep into the corner on the outside and get that exit speed.
Are they going to have a crack here, I reckon? No, he's too far behind, I think. He might have another crack in the next lap. Daniel Schultz is starting to drive away now.
Yeah, just too far behind. Oh, you can see... Oh, I don't know if we can get a view. I don't know if we can see a view on the right-hand side of Brad's car, but you can actually really see the indentation on the right rear door panel is really, really dented in, as this is the battle that we were seeing at the front of the pack. Peter Pavlovich, Kestamac, and Paul Gwelin, they are now all sitting way down the order. Currently, this is the battle for P6. And it's great to see.
I just thought we would have had a safety car or two tonight, don't I? I'm actually really surprised we haven't had any safety cars tonight, mate. I'm really surprised.
It's been very interesting to see that we haven't had any safety cars. All these boys have kept these cars going.
Yeah, and they've kept it really clean as well, which is really impressive, mate. I really am. Just bloody amazing, because, yeah, every other series I've seen or been a part of.
It's great. No, see, the reason why we see that, sorry to cut you off there, is just because it's what I said before, that respect that they have for each other and the space that they leave. They're all wanting to drive safely over anything else, rather than, you know, go for the speed like the Super One. The Super Ones, you know, they are more focused on that speed over the safety. And I think that's where the Super Ones can come unstuck, as Paul Gwelin almost getting the overspeed on Kestamac. They're side by side, going into turn 3, and he gets it done up the inside. That's a great move. Up the inside from Paul Gwelin in that fixed DSL racing car. Great move. They're having a go at Stephen Martin.
Yeah, he's recovered pretty well after his little off track a few times. He's done all right, just inside the top 10. So can't be unhappy with that, mate. If he finishes in 10th, obviously. How's Cowie? What's the are we able to get the lap times up between Cowie and Schultze, just to see what the difference is in lap time?
So the last lap from Cowie was a 206.5, and Schultz did a 204.97. So it's about a 1.5 second gap, because that was basically a 205 flat. So it's about a 1.5 second gap that Schultze is catching Cowie. So the gap is going to start to come down quite shortly.
Yeah,
has Cowie got enough of a lead? That's the question. He's definitely, you can see on the track map on the bottom of your screen, Cowie coming into Sunset Bend now, and Daniel Schultz now coming into it. So it's about a 5 second gap. There's 4 laps to go, and if that continues to be Daniel Schultz's speed, then Cowie could get caught here.
I can't believe that. That is, yeah, 1.5 seconds. I think he'll probably catch up to him probably like 24, I reckon, maybe.
He's just done a 204.8 and Cowie's done a 205.7, so it's now a 1 second gap. So it is going to come right down to the wire with a 4 second gap, 1 second per lap, with 3 laps to go. It's going to be very, very close at the finish.
Yeah, it will, mate. It's going to be super close. Jesus, that is unreal. Oh, Brad Wall's thinking about it. He's thinking about it. Just
it looks like a little bit
blocked really well. Just blocked really efficiently there.
And there it is. That's the exit that I said that he needed. And it looks like Dylan Budzieni's car's got a little bit of damage on the left-hand side. Is Brad going to be able to get the move done? He's going to have the draft. Is the draft going to be enough? He's going to pull to the inside. A little bit of a late break there, side by side, coming into the next corner. And Bradley Wall gets it done. Great move.
Oh, close contact.
And it's not done yet. Dylan Budzieni right back up the inside, and he gets it back. But Brad is going to be almost a little bit of contact on the rear. They stuck together for just a moment there. We almost had a big crash just before the S's here.
I think Brad was giving a bit of a touch-up, saying, hey, mate, I'm still here. Don't forget about me. Jeez, Brad's going for a real wide entry there. I like it, not against it. He's definitely trying to set up a move here. Just don't know if he'll get it done before the they go into Sunset Bend. I think he might have to wait a bit.
Yeah, I think he's just going to have to... He's going to take a different line. And here we're now watching Peter Pavlovich have a go at Jeremy Bush, and he has got that move done into Sunset Bend. But Jeremy Bush is going to have a lot of overspeed coming into the next corner, and Daniel Schultz has again dropped that 1 second. The last lap I will shortly give to you, if I can get out of this locked camera view. Daniel Schultz did a 205, sorry, 0.14. Cowie did a 205.85, so only 7/10 on that lap.
Ooh.
Cowie putting on the afterburners a little bit. He's got to be careful not to overdrive that car, but he could do very, very well.
Maybe the lap when there was a 1.5 second gap, maybe that was just something from Cowie's and maybe just had an off track or a bit of a detour or something on the grass. Maybe?
Yeah, could have been a little incident. Now, I am just going to pull it cheeky, and I'm going to go ask Cowie how he's going, because I am a jerk. So I'll be right back. It looks like he's got his camera on. I think he's showing Harry Dodds his driving, so I'm going to just cheekily go ask him how he's going.
No worries. While we wait for Dana to get back, ladies and gentlemen, we'll just crack on anyway. So we just obviously saw Steven have a dive before, but obviously come off second best there. Now still got Dylan and Brad having a fair old fight here. Oh geez, Brad's getting closer and closer. He just doesn't have the straight line speed to get it done though, sadly. Maybe not even the tyre life either. We'll soon find out, hopefully. How did you go, Dano? All good? What was his response?
I started talking to him, he said, "Oh, bring me down," and then proceeded to then say, "Oh, I better not go over there." So I've left instantly to not further distract him. Because I think he almost had a big incident there. He's got almost 3 seconds to Daniel Schultz behind. He was keen on having a chat, though, but I'm not putting him in out of respect, and I don't want him to lose the race win, of course, because we don't want to ruin anyone's race. But I might bring him back on the last lap if we're coming into Sunset Bend and he's still in the lead. I'll bring him in. But he's got his camera on. He's actually got everything up. You know how stacked Cowie's rig is. I've shown it. We've shown it on the stream before. As Paul Gwelin goes inside, and it looks like he might have that move on finally. Brad finally gets around Dylan Budzieni, but Dylan is going to have the draft. So we'll see if we can get a DSL Welding action replay of that one really quickly. Here it is.
I was going to say, must have got done to turn 2, I reckon.
Well, there's turn 2, the kink on the right, and this is turn 3, I believe. And yeah, just up the inside, nicely done. Defended well.
Beautiful, just parked it right in front of him too, and I think Dylan getting a bit of a bump as well.
Beautifully done. Yeah, he's pulling away now. So Brad onto the podium, and Daniel Schultz. Daniel Schultz is now within 1 second to Cowie. Well, not within 1 second, but within 2 seconds of Cowie, sorry. So, the last lap done by those drivers. A 205.27 from Daniel Schultz, a 206.23. It was a 1 second gap. The gap now between those two is almost 1 second. Oh, sorry, almost 2 seconds, actually.
Oh, Jesus.
Stephen Martin and Kester Mack having a battle, instead Miller in the background. Kester Mack on the inside, holding the position. Is he going to be able to defend into the S's? Oh, almost a bit of contact. Stephen Martin up the back. Dylan Budzieni's had an incident. He's gone into the wall. Kester Mack and Stephen Martin will go through and take those positions from him. Instead, Miller sneaks through as well. They're going to be side by side going into Sunset Bend.
Can we watch Cowie and Schultz in the last lap, mate? By any chance?
Yeah, the gap is 1 second now. The gap is 1 second. So, is Cowie going to be able to defend? This is the backpack, and Stead Miller is trying to make the move. They're very, very close. We are white flag, and this is the battle for the lead on the final lap. Cowie defending from Daniel Schultz. We know Daniel has a little bit more pace than Cowie. The last lap, he did a 204.38 to Cowie's 206.09. It's going to be very, very, very close. Right down to the wire. Weaving left, weaving right. Cowie having to defend. Pick a line, son. and Daniel Schultz will have the exit speed on the corner. A little bit of wheel sprint from Cowie though, out of the hairpin. Daniel Schultz looks like he got a very, very good exit, and here he comes down the straight. Cowie is going to defend on the inside line. He's going to push to the outside, sets it right in the middle of the track. This is very, very close. Schultzy, oh, he gets a little bit of wheel spin, but he's going to have enough exit speed. Cowie is really trying to close him off. This is going to come right down to the wire.
Oh, I think Cowie's gone too wide. Oh, he's gone too wide.
He has. Daniel Schultz is going to go to the outside. They're going to be side by side. Cowie's going to try and nudge him further to the outside. They're going to be side by side, coming into the S's. How close is this? Cowie's going to be on the outside, then the inside. He's right on the curb, and it looks like Cowie is going to have the exit speed. It's going to be neck and neck down the straight. Cowie defends to the inside. Schultzy has the draft. He's going to pull to the outside, goes to the inside. Cowie defends. What is happening, Yuzi? They're side by side. There is nothing between these two. Cowie defends on the inside. Daniel Schultz gonna have the exit speed. Is Cowie gonna be able to defend from him? They're side by side. It's gonna be a photo finish. Who is gonna get the race win? Cowie takes the win at Super 2. Wow. 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 I'm just gonna sorry.
SRW individuals are on the podium, Dano and Nathan. SRW are on the podium. How good's that?
I've just yelled out sorry to my flat because I was losing my voice there. I couldn't even scream. I was trying to subtly scream and it wasn't working. I was losing my voice. Wow, what a finish.
I cannot wait to interview them and see how they go, what their response is.
What an introduction to your first race here. That is for sure. I'm going to drag Cowie right in.
Did the best I could.
G'day, mate.
Hey, buddy.
You had to make it a bit spicy for us at the end there, didn't you?
Nah, Dan had pace, mate. He had pace all race. If he hadn't got tangled early on, he would have run away with it, I think.
Your first
quicker than me.
First race win, Cowie.
Yeah, man.
That was an incredible drive, mate. You really didn't put much of a foot wrong. How did you find it?
Just tried to stay out of the mess, mate. It was all happening around me, and I was 8th. The next minute I was 6th. Next minute I was 4th. Next minute I was 2nd. So, yeah, it was like I wouldn't call Sebring one of my favourite tracks. But it came out of it. So, but as I said, those other boys were way quicker than me, mate. So I just benefited from a bit of chaos, I think. But I'll take the W, however I can get it.
Yeah, well, it was a great win. We were rooting for you in the comms box. We wanted to see you at least on the podium, and I think we're even happier to see you get that race win. I think I lost a little bit of my voice there at the end there because I couldn't scream properly because it's almost 11 o'clock at night. The man who almost stole it from you, Mr. Schultzy.
Well, hello guys, what's going on?
How was your race, mate? You had a little bit of a tangle there with Stephen Martin. And you almost brought it back.
Yeah, it was a close one. I mean, leaving space and double moves and everything down the straight. It's a bit hairy, but you live and you learn. Obviously, my defensive tactics were in full force. And
buddy, I was just trying to get control of the car. So,
but yeah, no. Look, tonight's night was interesting. But yeah, we'll have to see what old mate up in race control says. But yeah, it was a pretty good night. Race through, pitted, obviously spotter on board as normal. Try and do what I can do. But yeah, to lose it by 0.01 of a second.
Holy shit.
A little bit disappointing.
Side, man. I thought you had me then, actually.
That is as side by side as you can get. I will be sending that to iRacing. That is for sure. I will send the whole stream clip to iRacing, and we will 100% get that on iRacing. I don't know if I want my raspy screaming voice on iRacing TV, but I'll definitely send it in, and everyone at home will be able to watch that. Mr. Wall, what happened, mate?
Don't ask. My nerves got the better of me a couple of times there, I think. So,
I was saying to Husey that confidence was a big thing in these cars and around this track. You had a couple of moments. Did that then affect your confidence? You sort of had to find your groove again?
yeah, for a couple of laps. I got back into the groove pretty quick though, so I'm quite happy with my result. But yeah, could have done better. I had the pace for it.
Yeah, I mean, on the podium, and yeah, love to see it. 7 seconds behind. It was 0.024, it says, Schultze. So an absolutely incredible finish. Very, very close. I think it's the closest finish we've had so far. But I'll run you guys quickly through the race results at home. Andy Cowan, the man, finally takes his maiden podium and he gets the win. And Schultze coming home P2. Mr. Wall as well. Peter Pavlovich, P4, Paul Guerlin, Jeremy Bush, Stephen Martin, Kester Mack. All those 5 drivers all had pace to definitely be on that podium as well. So a bit unfortunate for them. Stead Miller, Dylan Pudzieni, Dean Sinkovich, Steve Sinkovich. So Dean again winning out over his brother. Stephen and Reese come across the line. And that was another photo finish, only a couple of hundredths separating those two. Callan Hodgkinson and Andrew Lang, 7 seconds separating those two. Greg Johnston, Troy Dooley, good on him for just sticking out with the race and continuing on. And Greg Shilton, Brett Taylor as well, rounding out the 19 drivers here. So I'll hand it to you, Cowie, quickly to shout out your sponsors, because we've got to get
mate,
move on to the Super Ones
Performance
shortly.
Sim Racing, we love to have on board West End Motor Group, Parramatta Isuzu, Too Easy Finance, Truck Racer, Night Rider Designs, my own business, Cowie Music, and Talk to Me Bro, our men's mental health initiative. Get on board, everyone.
We'll pass it to you, Schultze.
Yeah, just a big shout out to DSL Welding Services. Wouldn't be in the car, wouldn't have the pace I had without them. Obviously, After Dark Sim Racing put me in the Mustang again for this season. I know I say it whenever I'm up here, but I just can't thank the guys enough for putting their trust in me to represent the team and get us up as high as we can. Corp IT, DragonRC, my personal sponsor that's followed me through all forms of racing up and down, left and right. Above and Below Stump Grinding, Tree Minded, Mod Tint, Racing with Autism Australia, jump on board with that one. ABC Transport and AA Designs, and a big thank you to everyone at SRW for this track choice. Was absolutely fun as hell to drive.
Awesome. Well, thank you for that. And we'll pass it to you, Mr. Wald.
Yeah, I'd just like to thank Crisscross, the guys there, Smoke Studio, their sponsor. I think A-Board is another one. I still can't remember all of their bloody sponsors, so I apologise. But
well, Husey's here, so Husey will get on top of you for it.
He can back me up a little bit. And congrats to Andrew and Daniel for their first and second place, respectively.
Mate, I was enjoying that battle with you there for a while, buddy. It was good chasing you down, and then when you were chasing me down.
Yeah, went both ways for a little bit there. It was good.
Yeah, we were sideways. That's right. We were side by side for about 3 or 4 corners.
I'm going to have to interrupt you boys quickly. We're going to have to quickly go to an ad break, and we will return with the Super Ones here on the V8 Super Show. As it continues, we've got one more race to come here on SRW. We will be right back very shortly.
Sorry, buddy, if I moved twice then. Are you still there, Schultze?
Yeah. Man, I shit my pants.
G'day everyone, welcome back to Super 1s. We've just wrapped up with Super 2. Back here at Sebring again. Congrats to Cowie, Brad Wall, and obviously to Schultze on the podium, respectively. Now we're going to crack on with Super 1 here at Sebring again. Just a massive shout out to DSL Welding Services and also DragonRC for their support and sponsorship throughout the season and throughout the series. So we're just on the tail end of the ever so grateful practice session. Obviously, some of the boys and girls here. Oh, geez, that's a big one by Bruce. We may be down a few numbers tonight with the race itself, as we've had the massive Sandown 500 happen on iRacing today, as Sandown's just come out for the new season. Just before Season 1 kicks off in the ridiculousness week that iRacing hosts every 12 weeks. We will be hopefully getting a decent grid tonight, but just all depends on how everyone tracks across through the Sandown 500 race. So hopefully everyone has wrapped up with that, and they'll come across to SRW for tonight's Super Show for the Super 1s. So at the moment we've got Blake Delaney in first place. Nothing new there. He tends to do that on most series. He puts his fingers in the pie in, so to speak. We've got Tim Harris just on screen now. He's running a few laps himself. He's sitting in a cool 5th place. We have 2nd place Mr. Lob, and we obviously have 3rd place Michael Whiting. Personal favourite of mine from Fishy, Mr. Whiting. He goes all right. I do rate him. We have Tannick as well. We have Hobbs, and we have Jamie Dyke in 7th. Harry Dodds 8th. I think it was, is it Andrew or Andy? Is it Nathan in 9th? McManus? Alex McManus. Sorry, Alex. You have to bear with me, mate. I'm still getting used to all the names of the Super 1. I know some of the guys here pretty well, but not all of them. Yeah, that'd be really appreciated. Sorry, guys, just having a chat with Nathan at the moment. Just saying before, Dano, that I was hoping that we're going to get a full grid tonight just because of the Sandown 500. Hopefully everyone's finished that event, and hopefully we'll jump across into this session with a bit of luck. Did it?
It may have finished hours ago, but it was a massive, massive race, so... Alright. We've got 3 minutes until the race starts, so hopefully I can get my ass in.
Well, then again, this is only practice. There's a high chance that not every driver has set a lap time, so it could be 15 or 20 people in here already, but they just may have not set a lap time yet. All right.
Husey, do you want an update?
Say again, sorry, Dano.
Do you want an update?
Yeah, right, send it through.
Perez is gone.
What do you mean? Hasn't like checked out gone or wiped out gone?
Like, just leading gone. Like, he's just... Oh, he's... Nah, people are definitely watching both, like me. If anyone is not watching the F1 and would like an update, Perez is absolutely storming ahead. Leclerc had a big lock-up into Turn 1 at the start. Max managed to stay P3, Sainz P4, Russell P5, Gasly, Hamilton, Vettel, Tsunoda, Alonso P10, Norris and Ricciardo still 11th and 12th for McLaren. Ocon, Zhou, Albon, Magnussen, Bottas, Stroll, Mick Schumacher, and Nicholas Latifi. As always, 30 seconds behind.
I have an opinion.
What is your opinion?
This year will probably be the first year that I can recall that Red Bull have actually let their first driver be beaten or raced against their number 2 driver.
Oath. I think that is a correct opinion.
Now,
Okay, We've got to take our eyes off it. We've got to take our eyes off it. We've got to focus on the Super Ones. Yeah, I definitely think they're going to stay together.
Now, for all intents and purposes, I've got to say this. Michael and Blake, you guys won't send it to turn 1. You're way too scared. Now,
yeah, you won't. You won't do it.
Yep.
You won't do it. I'm loading it. I'm loading into the station now.
I'm hoping they watch this replay back and go, yes, he's dropped that line again. I was under the impression that Super One had a packed grid.
It usually does.
Right, okay. Jeez, not many people showed up tonight though. Like that's actually quite. Really? Yeah, right, okay. Jeez.
I'm actually gonna have to go get some water. My throat's actually a little ticklish after that screencast. So I'll be right back. Hughesy?
Yeah, right, mate. Go for it, buddy. Get yourself a beverage of sorts. We're nearly finished practice anyway, so we're nearly into qualifying. Only a hot 20 seconds away from it. Yeah. Yeah, well, that's right. And, you know, we all know, anyway, for the viewers out there that are listening or not, obviously how hot and how anticipated that the Sandown 500 as well as Scops is. It's massive. They're both massive in their own right. So it's naturally going to pull a lot of people out. And Bruce has just decided to yeet himself into the wall with something chronic. Jesus, that was murder if I've ever seen one. Straight up. Hey, everyone, just appreciate you guys coming on board. For the viewers watching tonight, really do appreciate you guys watching. If you could give us a like and a subscribe and turn the notifications bell on for SRW, that'd be highly appreciated. Shame we've only got 9 entrants today, and obviously Peter Baxter being 10th is obviously the safety car again tonight. Bit of a shame with that, but if you could give us a bit of support and love and appreciation for the pages, we'd really appreciate it.
Alrighty, let's get ready to go green here in the V8 Super Ones. We have the 5 red lights and it's lights out and away we go. Blake Delaney gets an incredible start on the outside lane. What a move on the outside. Jamie Dyke is trying to have a look at Darren Lobb, and this is an incredible start from Blake Delaney and the number 025 car of Michael Whiting trying to defend from Bruce Tannock and Harry Dodds in the background. Alex McManus getting involved as well. Bruce Tannock trying to hold it round the outside, and he almost had a look up the inside as well, but Blake Delaney and Darren Lobb are going to start to pull away. Jamie Dyke starting to drop back just a tiny little bit.
But Fishy, 1, 3, and 4, mate. They're not mucking around. Hopefully Mr. Lobb can hold the 2 Fishy boys behind him off for a while and try and keep up with Blake with a bit of luck. Make things interesting for us.
Well, I reckon he can. Darren has been very, very quick all season when he has raced, so I'm sure he will be doing a very, very good job up the front. Mike Whiting is going to have to do a lot to keep Bruce Tannock behind. He is right up the back of him, and Harry Dodds getting involved as well.
9 cars, so I'm tipping the chances of a safety car are probably null and void. I'm tipping, so
I don't think
won't be happening.
I don't think so. We had one before. I think just with the smaller field, Last time we had a competition caution in the middle, but I don't think we'll have that this time. We're trying to figure out what's going on. And Michael Whiting has a slowdown. That's why he's pulled to the inside. So he will have taken a little bit too much curb and has a slowdown. So Bruce Tanak will go through. Harry Dodds is going to go through. Alex McManus trying to get through, but it looks like he bled that off very, very well. Of course, the best way to get rid of a slowdown is to do it on a straight rather than in a corner. And to just sort of slowly bleed it off. Oh my God.
Oh, he's still got a... Is he still paying the slowdown, is he?
He might be. He might be. Sorry. Sorry.
I can't.
Blake Delaney leading them away, continuing Darren Lobb, and they're starting to pull that gap. I said they would. Here is Tim Harris trying to get round Alex McManus and doing a perfect job. I'm just watching Darren Lobb go up the inside of Blake Delaney, and he's got that move done up the front.
That was actually a good. That was actually a really nice move.
I don't know if you caught that one as well.
Yeah, no, I saw the tail end of it. That was actually a really good move. Come from a decent way back though. Like, geez, look at the braking on it. God, that was phenomenal. Jesus.
Darren Lobb is, I think, one of the quickest people I've seen in a supercar, and I wish that he would race more because it brings so much competition to Blake Delaney and Jamie Dyke, who are also incredibly fast in these cars. Bruce Tanak and Harry Dodds in the background are looking for it.
Does Darren Lobb actually race Scops, or does he not partake in that?
I think he does race Scops because there was a round the other week where he was racing Scops. So that might be why he's not racing with us too much, as Blake Delaney trying to get the move done on the inside, just struggling to find it, and Tim Harris just losing that rear end a little bit. Michael Whiting trying to get the move round the outside. He pulls to the outside, and it looks like he'll have the draft, and round the outside is actually where you want to be into turn one. And he has gotten that move done nice and dandy. And Jamie Dyke has actually just gone up the inside of Blake Delaney. You can see on your screens there, Bruce Tanak is going to have a look at Blake Delaney. A little bit of contact on the rear end. Oh, the front rear end of that Commodore.
Oh, Bruce tried to go for the move down the inside because I think Jamie may have been let through to try and have a crack at Darren Lobb, I think. So that was maybe something done with inside, I reckon. So I think they would have said, yeah, you know what, we'll let the trump card go out and have a crack at Darren. Then I think that would have been the conversation.
I think they'll probably just keep switching and letting one person have a go and then the other person have a go, because they are just forget the word. They really want to dethrone him. They're actually chatting to each other over the radio at the moment. The three of them. I think Darren was asking whether he wants to... Oh, Bruce Tanak had a big moment in the background there, and Harry Dodds is able to sneak through.
Oh, nice. Good on you, Harry. Capitalise on that little mistake. That was a smart move.
Yeah, great vision from Harry to keep with him and get through. He's now going to catch Blake Delaney, though, if he wants a podium. And Bruce and Harry are definitely going to have to work together. We cut to Bruce Tanak. He's going to go to the inside. He's going to have a look at Harry. He wants that fourth position back. Harry Dodds set the fastest lap on the last lap. And will he be able to do it again? We're going to have a look now.
What if Harry's going to run? Oh, he's slightly faster, but don't think he's going to be able to do anything for turn one, I don't think. Just too far away for that one, I reckon. Oh, we could have a move down here. We could have one. Oh, no, he's waiting. Smart move, Harry.
Bruce has put that car in a perfect position to defend from Harry Dodds. A great knowledge from him. This is oh, never mind. I've put the commentator's curse on him. He took a little bit too much curve on the outside, and he lost the rear end. Got that rear end very, very unsettled, and Alex McManus, Tim Harris is going to sneak through. Michael Whiting, I think, had another slowdown because he had to concede the position again. Bruce Tannock was able to hold the position on Tim, but Alex McManus snuck through.
No, it was a good move. Good capitalising on that move as well. I think Bruce would have been defending that pretty hard, which he did. So yeah, he's obviously got Michael Whiting and Mr. Harris behind him, so he's going to have his work cut out for him for the next few corners and laps, I reckon.
Yeah, most definitely going to be very, very hard to get those moves done.
I think Harry has checked out.
He's going for it, Bruce. He's looking for it up the inside, but he thought better of it. Tapped the brakes just a little bit to try and sit behind. And I think that's the smart thing to do because he'll now have the draft down the straight. Michael Whiting trying to make a move on Tim Harris, go down the straight into the corner. That's Le Mans corner. And you can see in the background the 027 car of Lindsay Hobbs trying to get involved.
He's I can't believe this. Darren, Jamie, Blake, and Harry have all checked out now because of this battle pack, from 5th down to 9th. Top 4 have just completely checked out, absolutely checked out. Like I think Harry's gone, and then obviously the top 3 have also gone too.
We'll get the intervals on your screen as soon as we can.
I think Harry just set the fastest lap that lap. I'm pretty sure.
Oh, Michael Whiting losing the rear end. Tim Harris
squabbling over each other.
Up the inside, and there was that contact between Tannock and Alex McManus. We'll get an action replay very shortly and see what's happened there. And these guys are really getting the elbows out, trying to see who is the fastest. Here is the replay of what happened there. You can see Michael Whiting losing the rear end. And he was able to defend from Tim Harris. So Tim went up the inside of him. Bruce went up the inside of Alex. And Alex started turning in. Bruce was there. And Alex had to then catch it. Michael Whiting was on the outside. He had to brake to avoid it. And Lindsay Hobbs then was able to get very much involved with this battle.
Yeah, it's a bit of a blessing in disguise for old Lindsay, isn't it? Their squabbling has obviously had him, or given him the chance to catch up to the back 3 or 4. With that being said, is it Bruce? I think he was in 5th. He's checked out now.
Yeah, Bruce is in 5th
he's
position now.
It's not too far away.
Yeah, he's not far away. He's about a 6-second gap, though, to Harry Dodds. And Harry is starting to sort of find himself in a little bit of no man's land. About 1.5 seconds behind Blake Delaney, Jamie Dyke, and Darren Lobb up the front, and those fishy boys are trying to really get in front of Darren, and he is doing a wonderful job up the front of defending. There's a 3-car train as Tim Harris goes to the inside, and they're going to be 3 wide coming into sunset. No, Alex McManus holds that inside line. Michael Whiting on the outside on the left-hand side. Does he hold it well enough? He does. Beautiful defending there. Tim Harris trying to make all erratic movements to try and get around Alex McManus, unable to do it so far.
I think Michael, he should have the pace to get away from these guys, but if Alex keeps going for moves, then it's going to sort of hold Michael up. But I reckon Tim having a little bit of a cheeky dive there may have let Michael off the hook, I reckon.
Yeah, I think Michael Whiting now is going to start to pull away just a little bit in the corners. That's really where you can only way you can sort of pull away around here is in the corners because of the draft down the back straight.
Yeah, that's right. It's probably the only way you can do it, really, is the back straight, because You can do it here. Like this straight, you can do it, but maybe the back straight, which is be obviously running onto the actual airstrip or the runway. You can get a run through there, but you also got to deal with Sunset Bend and how you attack that and defend for that, I guess. So you really. Problem is, though, as you know, Dano, each corner here usually leads to another corner that sort of leaves you vulnerable for the next straight, which is a problem.
Yeah, that's the thing here. You got to really maximize the exits of every single corner, and as such, you've also got to maximize the entry. And you can see Tim Harris was going so much wider than Alex McManus, just trying to get that draft. And it looks like he's got it. He's now up to the inside. They're side by side going into Sunset. He's got the draft from Michael Whiting just in front. And Alex McManus is going to have to concede that position, I think, as Tim is going to be on the inside. But because he's got so much more road on the outside, he's going to be able to push and get the draft then on Tim Harris. Michael Whiting into the pit lane on lap 7. Very, very early pit stop.
Yeah, he must be... wonder what's going on there, unless he's... double stopping. Maybe?
He might be going for a double stop, thinking that maybe, with the shorter field, he can make up that ground at the end, or maybe he's been given a drive-through penalty. I can't see anything on my screen. Looks like David Nash actually was going to race, and he actually left, so unfortunate to see that. A couple of other boys are in here as well, which I would have liked to see race, but looks like they're doing some spotting work. As there is an incident, Tim Harris gets spun around. I think that was by Alex McManus. And that was a big, big incident there. And there it is. It was a touch from Alex McManus on the rear of Tim Harris that sent him round. Lindsay Hobbs just took 2 freebies and said thank you very much. Darren Lobb still leads them away at the front of the field. Jamie Dyke right on the back of him.
Thinking of the Super 1 cars or series, are they restricted a bit more on fuel than what, say, Super 2 is? Is it all the same across the board for both?
I thought it was the same. As far as I'm aware, it's the same. I'm just having a look now.
Okay, if that's the case, maybe that throws out my idea of why Michael Whiting was in the pits. Was he still in the pits?
So it looks like Michael Whiting might just be watching those 2 at the front. I think he might have turned into a spotter. I think he's sort of given up on this race, possibly. I don't want to say for sure. Yeah, Michael Whiting was in the Sandown 500, but so was Jamie and Blake, and I'm pretty sure Darren Lobb was also racing in there as well. I'm going to double check. I've got the entry list up on my screen. And I'm just going to have a look. I thought I saw Darren Lobb for his team. It was MRP. Did I see Darren Lobb?
He's had, geez, Darren had a massive moment then. Lucky Jamie sort of avoided that then. That was actually really good on Jamie's behalf.
Yeah, Jamie Dyke was racing, Harry Dodds was racing, Blake Delaney I know for a fact as well. Yeah, Michael Whiting, David Coleman. Doesn't look like Darren was actually racing. I'm mistaken, sorry. He was not racing in the Sandown 500. Oh, it was Darren Crosby who was racing in the Sandown 500. So I got my Darrens mixed up. A bit of communication between the drivers in the game, in the simulation. Sorry, it's not a game.
But too late, you'll get in trouble.
Darren Lobb heads to the pit lane.
Ah, early pit. Okay, so I must be doing 2-stop then, maybe.
Could
I don't
be.
know why they'd be doing a stop so early in the race.
Well, I think Michael Whiting has certainly just given up. I think Jamie Dyke and Blake Delaney are really in this for points. They can't afford to lose any points and loosen their gap on the lead.
That's actually quite interesting. Or maybe unless Michael's had a hardware issue, possibly. So we've got so Darren Lobb is out. Is he in the pits still? Or is he out of the pits?
Looks like Darren is still in the pits. No, he's coming out the pit lane now. So he has made a compulsory pit stop. I've just realized I am only looking at Jamie Dyke because I don't have my SDK open.
I think Darren's in the pits still. I don't think he's coming back out.
Darren is out of the pit lane. Michael Whiting is in it again, it says. Looks like... Oh no, Darren Lobb has left. He has left the race. It says manually disconnected, so he has left the race. I have no idea what just happened. I will shoot him a message and ask him, I guess.
Right. Okay, that's a bit of a shame. So maybe doing the scops and the stand down to 500 is probably deter from some people from racing tonight. Maybe.
Yeah, definitely. I think Bruce Tannock is one of the only guys who didn't do it. I know Lindsay Hobbs didn't. I think Alex McManus was involved as well in the Sandown 500. Just trying to have a look. Oh, I've just opened a massive thing. Okay, here, now I can have a proper look.
Wow.
Yeah, sorry guys. It looks like the Super 2 is going to be the action-packed this evening, as Super 1 is sort of just fatigued after that Sandown 500. It looks like they didn't actually race Team 3. So yeah, it looks like a couple of guys didn't race. So, well, no, Darren Lobb didn't. Bruce Tannock didn't. Michael Whiting did. So Lindsay Hobbs, Lindsay Hobbs, Bruce Tannock, and Tim Harris and Alex McManus were the only guys that didn't run in the Sandown 500. So they are fresh and ready to race. And then we've got the fishy boys of Blake Delaney and Jamie Dyke and Harry Dodds, or Harry Dodds is performance sim racing, not fishy, but those guys are all the people that ran in the race.
Yeah, right. That's a bit of a shame, mate. Jeez.
Oh no, he's back. Darren Lobb's back. He's just connected. Oh, that's quite unfortunate.
Oh, crap. Okay.
It's a good point. Yeah, so...
I'll
Go on, Adam.
I'll let you do it. You're right. Go for it.
No, I'll let you do it.
All right. Well, apparently, Mr. Lobb just told us. We've just been told from Nathan himself, who just messaged him directly. Apparently, he said that his PC apparently dropped out. Or PC just failed, lost a frame rate, and he was apparently getting motion sickness in the sim, which obviously would indicate he's using VR. So he said obviously reboot the computer and obviously the VR headset. Hence why he's obviously disconnected manually from the session. He's obviously rejoining the session now from what Nathan just told us. I found out from Mr. Whiting that apparently he didn't serve a slowdown in time, so he was given a massive penalty apparently.
Looks like he's still in the pit lane. And doesn't want to come out.
Yeah, maybe he just had enough.
Yeah, it seems like it. Darren Lobb is going to have to rejoin as well. I think he'll just be trucking along. Don't think these guys are going to slow down and have their own safety car. Peter Baxter is around, though, as a safety car. But I don't think they will give Darren the courtesy of rejoining and getting back onto that lead lap.
Good. Shane having a good battle for him. That was really good. Blake and Jamie having a fair old tussle with him.
Well, Peter has said now that there is an incident between Mr. McManus and Mr. Tim Harris on lap 7. That crash that we saw at the hairpin, it's now being investigated. And we'll see what the verdict is quite shortly.
There's an incident.
This was
Must
lap
have been.
7. Yeah, we had a look at that incident, but it's only now being investigated, so interesting to see. Yeah, we're just going to keep it on Jamie Dyke and Blake Delaney. I am going to quickly run to the bathroom, Adam.
Yes, right, mate. No worries. So I'm tipping we're going to be having Jamie and Blake battle out for the rest of the race in the positions they're in. I don't think they'll be swapping anytime soon, I think. So I think they'll just stay the way they are, I reckon. Nah, that's right, mate. I fully understand. I get it, though. I know that myself and Stefan did this quite regularly in the Porsche Cup series for my own benefit, so I sort of can't blame them too much. Bit of a shame, they're only, well, hypothetically 7 people in the lead. Well, okay, I will say 8 because, you know, Darren's getting around still, but 7 people are only essentially battling. Oh, geez, it's a bit quiet, really. Yeah. Oh, why not, mate? Might as well have yourself on comms, that'd be good. Yeah, absolutely. Jump on, we might even have Nathan jump on, everyone, have a bit of a yarn with us. That'd be excellent. You know, actually, can't believe how low the numbers are, though, Nath. Like, that is ridiculous. That's absolutely crazy.
I believe my microphone is live. Yeah, mate, this has happened, especially with our Super 1 league. These guys being, you know, top tier supercar drivers, they want to be racing the top tier tournaments like Scops and of course the first ever Sandown 500 today was massive for iRacing with the V8 Supercars. So, you know, good on them for getting out there and really pushing the limits and getting in there in the big tournaments. But yeah, it makes it a little bit upsetting for our Super 1s. Lucky our Super 2s pull hard and come through with the goods for us, because if you guys miss the Super 2s, please, when the stream is over, head back and go check out the Super 2s, because didn't they put on a show tonight?
Just to let you know as well, Nath, we can hear you on comms, so I'll just double check the stream, and you are definitely coming through, brother. Most certainly.
Yeah, I've got like a triple setup here. I've got a laptop and 2 PCs, so I can sort of monitor the stream, and I've got 3 headsets on at the moment, so it's fun to balance. It's the only way to do it is got the headset for main PC, I've got an earbud set in as well, and then I have a second set around my neck so I can make sure that the sounds and everything is sounding good for you guys out there watching us. And thanks for sticking around, guys. Hopefully the Jamie and Blake want to put on a bit of a battle, or we might even get a caution and pull a safety car out and bunch these guys back up. That would be great to see. Also, if you're still with us, are you guys watching the F1 out there? I bet you guys are.
And
I have
regular
paused
on that.
mine. I have paused mine. I've restarted it and paused it. I'm going to watch the whole thing because I can't watch with commentary.
Hey, Nath, don't know. I reckon we just jump in the session, get our Commodores or Mustangs, and just drive around here as well with these guys, make things interesting. Just do on
I
board.
don't think we can.
Well, shame we can't, because I'd say let's do live commentary and just start battling with the other guys. Make things interesting.
Maybe you
can
could,
drop
but
in for a
I don't
test
have that.
drive.
I don't have that kind of pace in a supercar.
No, I'm no good in the supercar, mate. I'm dog shit in the supercar, straight up.
And maybe me and you could have a battle.
Yeah, we can do that. I'm happy with that. Nate can.
I would. Yeah, I would, but I have a wobbly disc, so I can't.
Oh, so yours shakes, does it? A lot.
Yeah, it moves from side to side, so
Nice.
steering is not ideal on a track like this.
Oh dear lord.
Yeah, I need to get it moved, but I haven't changed it out yet, so it'll happen eventually. I'll eventually move it. Put this one that I'm using now out on the curb.
You know, we should not gonna lie, I do like Lindsay Hobbs's livery for this one, eh? I think I've already said this before, but you know, I'm still liking it.
It's about the same as Stead Miller's. So they race for the same team. So very nice livery that they've got. The nice red with the black accents, a little bit of chrome on there.
Sorry, gents, I'm back now. My 2-year-old daughter woke up and she's a bit of a daddy's girl. So she, instead of going to the bedroom where mum's laying down in bed, she walked all the way down to the end of the house and opened the office door and went, "Daddy." So I had to bow real quick.
That's what it should be.
Let's go.
Should get her into the race.
She loves it. Now that I have a wheel and pedals, she'll come in here, like on the weekend if we're chilling in here with a windy or cold day, which it has been in Queensland at the moment. She'll come in and she'll be like, "Daddy, I want to play racing games," and I'll boot up some Forza or something and let her have a spin, and she absolutely loves it.
Are you playing Motorsport or Horizon?
Horizon, yeah.
Oh, I don't know Horizon.
It's just a bit of fun.
Yeah.
Nothing
You get her on the
serious.
manual yet? Teach her how to use a clutch.
Yeah, well, if she could reach the pedals, I'm sure she could. She definitely knows how to use the H pattern. She goes from 5th to 1st all the time.
Should teach her how to go up in the gears with the H pattern.
Oh, mate, she'll be a better driver than her 15-year-old brother. I reckon by the time she's 6.
I think that's quite scary because if he's 15, he gets his learner's license next year, doesn't he?
Yeah, well, actually this year. He turns 16 this year, so...
Oh, alright.
Yeah, so another reason why the sim's good is I've been actually able to start teaching him how to steer a car without putting it into wall. So it has been a nice little addition, so...
At 15? Oh! Come on!
Hey, he needs all the help he can get before he drives my cars.
Yeah, that's fair enough.
And it's got a clutch. It doesn't really feel like a real car's clutch, but you know, he'll get the idea.
It's not even close on a Logitech.
No. He gets the idea of it. He's learning to shift through gears and you know, accelerate and brake, so...
So you getting him on the manual then, rather than the
Well, my cars are manual, but no choice.
Lucky.
And then
Wish I'd learned.
he's
I wish
probably
I'd
not
learned
allowed to drive the family wagon because that's my wife's. So
Ooh. Well, this would be an unpopular opinion then. Oh, completely irrelevant. Absolutely irrelevant. As you see, Blake's still behind Jamie. I decided to pre-order Modern Warfare 2 today. I thought, you know what? Bugger it. I'm keen as mustard for that.
So we're going on to completely different games now, are we?
Yep, just thought I'd do a curveball at ya.
Honestly, FPS games don't do it for me anymore.
Really?
Yeah, they just don't. They don't hit that spot that they used to.
Yeah, no, look, I won't lie. You're probably more or less right. They have been a bit disappointing as of late, but, you know.
There's going to be... It's not going to be the old school, like, Modern Warfare 2. It's going to be one with a battle pass and a battle royale, and it's going to be, like, not people's childhoods or you know, older years, younger years.
Microtransactions is the way to go. It's the way to go. Just everyone's just cashing in on it rather. I think Fortnite was the first to do it, then PUBG come across.
Oh god, no, it wasn't Fortnite. They really
early.
started pushing it.
It was
CS:GO. It was Counter-Strike Go with its skins. What really pushed the idea of selling microtransactions to people to make them buy stuff to make their characters look better. That's where it all started, in Counter-Strike. That led
the Steam marketplace, I think, was a little bit different because you could buy and sell. It was actually a market rather than with Fortnite. It's literally just buying it for your account. You can't sell that skin after you buy it. So
yeah, that's right.
You have it on your account and then it's bought, it's purchased. There is no way to get it again. Or to sell it to somebody else or to make your money back.
What really shocked me was I saw F1 2021 and 2022 are going to have, well, F1 2021's got microtransactions and season pass, and I think 22 is going to have season pass as well. They've both got it.
It's not a season pass. It's a podium pass is what they call it, and it is basically
thing, though,
like a battle pass.
It, though. Yeah, it's the same thing more or less. You still got to buy it and level up, and you get
well, that's the thing is you don't have to, but if you want a lot of the content, you do have to get it, and that's the frustrating thing. But if you're like me, who just plays them really for the career mode and for a little bit of online, it doesn't really phase you too much. And yeah, I always buy the deluxe edition because I love F1, so I'm getting the Champions edition. Oh, sorry. And so I'll get my free 18,000 pit coins is what they're called, and I'll be able to buy like 2 passes or whatever in a row and do all that kind of stuff. But I'm excited for that game, and hopefully F1 Manager does not have anything like that, and it is just a nice standard game. You know, if they want to release a DLC, it's a DLC, not a Battle Pass DLC.
Well, you hope anyway. What are you... bloody hard to deal with 7 cars, isn't it? It's bloody a bit challenging trying to talk about 7 cars just sort of on their own, not really doing much.
Yeah,
we could treat it like
sort of trucking
qualifying.
along. It looks like Harry is starting to catch
Bruce Tannick.
Bruce Tannick, sorry. I thought it was Alex McManus, but it's Bruce Tannick. That gap is now 1.5 seconds or thereabouts. He's starting to catch him quite significantly.
I'm pretty sure I downloaded Sandown when it come out the day of. Try to take a supercar around. Like I tried the Porsche Cup car around there. Absolute mega fun. Rate it to its fullest. Tried a supercar and I just complete utter death. Just an absolute horror show.
Apparently it's a 60-second track or thereabouts, isn't it?
It's close to it.
So they had in that Sandown race almost 60 cars on a 60-second track. So you can imagine the absolute chaos of it driving around there. Yeah, I imagine that would have been a good race. I'm not too sure who won it though.
Would have been a busy circuit though, because if you factor in laps, cars and whatnot, would have been absolute horror show trying to navigate that. It would have felt like you're racing an IMSA race or an ESS race or something, I reckon.
But yeah, they also had, oh, I've got this cough that's not going away. They also had, sorry, I'm really trying to clear my throat. They had I ratings from, I think it was about 8K or 9K all the way down to less than 1,000. So it was really a mix of skill. And yeah, I don't actually know who won. I would like to find out, and I'm sure we could ask around and find out eventually.
Well, it was 2 drivers per car, wasn't it?
Yeah, so it was.
Yep.
So the Fishy Boys that are racing tonight, so Jamie Dyke and Blake Delaney, they weren't actually on the same team. They were paired with different drivers. Not actually too sure where they finished.
Was it 2 drivers per car, or was it as many drivers you wanted per car? Was it
I think it was just 2. All the entries look to only have 2.
Right.
So I'm not. I think it was restricted to 2, but I'm not too sure. This is Lindsay Hobbs on screen now. Just trucking along in P5. I think it's one of Lindsay's highest finishes at the moment.
So I say, when did he must have gone in front of? Oh, unless Alex and Harris both had a pit stop. That's probably what sort of got him up into.
Well,
fifth
they had their incident. So Lindsay was able to get through. Remember?
Jeez, Jamie. So Blake's obviously pipped Jamie Dyke through the pit stops, I reckon. Because Bruce Tannick is oh wow, I can't believe that. It's 42 seconds between. Is that correct? Oh no, wait a minute, no. Blake, he hasn't pitted yet. That's what it is.
Yeah, Blake has not pit, and that gap is
43 seconds.
Yeah, something like that. Oh, and he's just come in now.
Yeah. So realistically, it's about 10 to 11 seconds between first, second, then to third. It's 11 seconds. Okay, that makes a bit more sense then. I know it's probably a little bit too late to ask, but is there any chance we can just get a check on Blake there, Nath, just so we can see if he beats Jamie Dyke out of the pits? So he's now he's coming for his stop, right? Okay. So where's Jamie Dyke then on track? Just out of curiosity, can we get a view on Jamie Dyke just real quick? Oh, yep, there he is, coming around the final corner.
Well, is the undercut going to have worked? Blake Delaney still not out of the pit lane. He's only coming out the pits now, and Jamie Dyke will take the lead.
Yep. Jamie's got him. Oh, wow, Jamie's put out a decent enough lead on it. Jesus.
Yeah, it's a great outlap from Jamie Dyke.
Yeah, it must have pushed like all buggery. Harry could be on here for a 30, mate. This could get interesting.
Yeah, this certainly could get interesting. He's within that second. He's got the draft on Brucey. We're all just sort of watching in awe as Harry tries to catch Bruce Tannick, and he's doing a stellar job at that. He had a really good result last week. Oh, did he have a good result last week? I don't remember. My memory's horrible. Harry finished P10. Blake Delaney came 10th in the Sandown 500, we're being told, so that's a great finish from him. had Matty Monday as his teammate. So we hear Harry Dodds hammering down the gear. So Harry was P6 last time out at Daytona. So yeah, seeing Harry now up in P4 is good. We want to see him on the podium. He almost had that race win at Road Atlanta and wasn't able to do it, unfortunately.
Oh wow. Dano, just a complete curious question for you. You wouldn't happen to be a Ferrari fan, would you?
Don't say anything. Don't say anything. I'm gonna watch it later. I've paused it. You're a dick.
Poked the bear, I love it. Poked the bear.
I've got an Alfa Romeo shirt actually. I'm an Alfa Romeo fan.
Ooh.
And I know Valtteri is currently like way down the order, so.
You mean do you mean Valtteri Bottas or Valtteri Buttas?
Absolute knee slapper, mate.
Oh Jesus. I'll rate it.
We're 45 minutes into this race. We're 21 laps down. We've got 10 to go, or 9 to go, I suppose. And Harry Dodds is looking like he is going to get this move done. I think Mr. Blake Delaney has been taking this a little easy. And he's not really seen Harry creep up on him.
No, unless oh Jesus, Harry's getting. Oh, Harry had a massive moment then. Jesus. Harry's looking a bit speedy tonight, though, isn't he? Didn't have much to do in the first half of the race, but he's picked up his pace a bit, which is good. Ivan's up our end anyway. You know, it's actually nice that we can actually watch the F1s on at a reasonable time with Baku. It's actually like riveting.
Well, you know, you usually can.
But they usually don't. They kick off to like 10:30, 11 o'clock, and by the time they finish, it's like 12 to 1 o'clock
yeah,
in
for
the
you.
morning.
For me, it's about 1 or 2 a.m. I'm usually asleep about 10 laps in. I woke up last week to Sergio Perez is your race winner, and I went, oh, cool.
Oh, yeah.
Woke up at Monaco with him like getting on the podium. I'm like, oh, when did that happen? Nice. Good on you, Checo.
Then he goes and signs a 2-year deal. Rate that. I hope Harry has a crack here. I reckon hopefully he gives old Bruce Tanek the old Senator Reno. Well, not punt him off Reno, but you know, the old other Reno.
Yeah, he's going to go for it, I think. I think he's just being a little bit patient. There's still a little bit left to go in this race. So apologies, everyone. It was a little bit uneventful, but it's starting to heat up a little bit. Harry is really starting to go for it, and he wants to get that podium because this is going to be for P3, and it would be great to see Harry on the podium. This is, you know, these two were battling last time out at Road Atlanta for that race win, as Bruce takes a little bit of that gravel.
Oh, jeez.
You saw that, did you?
Yeah, saw that. I was just reading a post on what Michael Petrizzi just said about McLaren. Just had a bit of a giggle at that.
I don't even want to know. I gave up on McLaren
He's having a crack at McLaren, saying you guys are morons, basically. They've given Dan the old rail. Oh, Jesus, Harry. Want to give yourself a tank snapper anymore, mate? Jesus Christ. I reckon those rears would be absolutely friggin' fried now after that. That was a fair effort. So we have, is that a 16-second gap between Blake Delaney and Bruce now, is it, Dano? It is. Yep.
The gap is 2 seconds for Jamie Dyke and Blake Delaney.
Between Bruce and Blake, sorry, it's between
Bruce and Blake is
Blake.
about, 17 seconds at the moment. It's just, the more that these two start to battle, is just keeps going up and up. It's almost at 20 seconds. Sorry, it might be 16 seconds. It is 16, or it's 17 seconds now. Almost 18 seconds. Apologies.
I've got 7 laps left, and we've got a good hour left, or sorry, a good 53 minutes left to go in this race till it goes time certain. But we'll definitely reach the lap percentage prior to that happening for sure, or the commencement of laps rather, or the ending of, I should say. I'll get it right eventually, one or the other. Pretty sure Harry's got the fastest lap still. I think he's on average lapping quicker than most people, I think, on average. .2024. Oh,
Jesus.
Christ almighty, that's
laps would have been too flat, I think.
Yeah, at least. It would have been a minimum of 201 minimum.
That's incredible.
That is actually pretty quick. Oh, jeez Louise. Against that. What's the Super 1 race has been like prior to this race? They've always been like full to the grid?
They usually are quite full. The last couple of weeks we've had a bit of low numbers due to scops. And we also had, Sandown this evening. 2 rounds of scops, and then Sandown now. Last week we obviously had the joint race where we had almost 40 drivers, so we probably could have had a split field. Yeah, it was interesting.
Right.
Yeah, Harry's sort of dropped back a little bit, wondering if he can get through.
Yeah, it's possible. Maybe give the tyres a bit of a rest, you know, then have another crack at it and see if you can attack him and make a move. Worst case, he's got 4th. Put it that way. But Bruce is doing a good job on defending, though. He's doing a fantastic job.
What are your thoughts on Nico Rosberg?
In what way?
Well, I've just read an article that he's an anti-vaxxer.
Yeah, that wouldn't surprise me. Like, I'm nothing against anti-vaxxers, but you know, if you get sick, don't Don't whinge and complain that you're sick and need help.
Apparently he wasn't allowed in the Monaco Grand Prix paddock because he didn't have a vaccination certificate, and he said that he had COVID, so he then has antibodies in his body now. So apparently his doctor said that there was no point in him getting vaccinated, which I think is ridiculous.
Oh, if you've had COVID, then yeah, you're gonna have antibodies in your body to help you.
Yeah, but there's different strains of COVID as well, though. So yeah, this is gonna be an argument that will break out. Michael Whiting has got a black. Oh, Jamie Dyke has actually got a black flag. I think that is a drive-through penalty that he might have.
What?
Yeah, it looked like he had a black flag on my screen. It might have been a slowdown penalty. Michael Whiting has a meatball. So yeah, I think he must have had a big incident.
Well, to answer your question then, Dano, I don't mind Nico Rosberg. I think he's probably the only person that's actually taken it to Lewis as a teammate and actually put Lewis under genuine and utter pressure, whereas Max is probably the only other person to do that.
Yes, Nico Rosberg, the 2016 champion who beat Lewis in the same car, and Harry Dodds is trying to beat Bruce Tannock in the same car. They're both driving Commodores, and Bruce has lost it. Harry has to slam on the brakes, and Harry Dodds gets P3 here at Sebring. Bruce Tannock
is that
ended up pushing just a little bit too hard, and that car went round and around.
I don't say would that be a safety car, but we're within 5 laps, so chances of that being a safety car probably pretty low.
Here is the DSL Welding Services action replay. And big shunt into the wall. Doesn't look like it's too damaged. Lindsay Hobbs trying to get through. Bro, you gotta stay off the racing line. He got through safely, thankfully.
I reckon he'd be coming in for a pit stop, I reckon. So what's he done? He's just come in, just probably got the throttle too hard.
The angle was a little bit off. And yep, there it is. Just got on the power a bit too easy, and around he went.
I'd be spewing over that.
Absolutely. And that's actually very similar to what happened with him and Harry at Road Atlanta when they they came together. So yeah, interesting that it was again an incident like that. So what have you thought of the supercars so far? Because, I mean, obviously there wasn't too much from this race, but you can't say that the Super 2s weren't entertaining.
Yeah, no, I rate the Super 2 there, buddy. Yeah, the Super 2 race was absolutely mega. It was dynamite. Like, there was always action everywhere. You know, the battle that went from, like, you know, a 4 to 5 car pack up to nearly a 10 car pack was just awesome. Like, I haven't seen that in any other series. That was awesome. Like, I'm tipping the Super 1 races would be pretty jam-packed and full-on, but I suppose tonight's race with only 7 real contestants in it sort of makes it a bit average, so it doesn't really do it any justice. But Super 2 is obviously by leaps and bounds far better, you know, for tonight's races out of the two. Bit of a shame with obviously Super 1 with people not showing up and not notifying, you know, obviously the correct people. But you know, yeah, no, Super 2, it's been absolutely ace. I rate it. It's good.
Yeah, I honestly, I think I prefer the Super 2 at the moment, just because of the action that those guys provide. Just with, you know, a little bit of inexperience, it adds a little bit of uncertainty. There's no real there's a bit of consistency, obviously, with people being quick, but there's inconsistency in their drive, and it creates for a great spectacle when racing, because they'll have a good race, but any little mistakes that can happen a little bit more frequency. And I'm not trying to put anyone down by saying this, but it does add for a great viewing that little mistakes can happen, and they do end up making for a great watch.
Yeah, that's right. And it's just there's more people in the Super 2 that seem to have the same skill set or skill level, which makes the racing more involved and more in depth, because they're all close to doing the same lap time. Whereas, say, Super 1 or F3s and Porsche, if you look at the fields there, and there's certain drivers that just go a little bit quicker than the rest, and they seem to usually check out and drive away. Usually with the F3s, it's usually between the Fishy Motorsport boys and the Syndicate Sim Sport boys. Radicals tends to be, I think it was basically Alex Court's crew, and I think some of the other Syndicate Sim Motorsports boys, I think they're in that as well. You look at Porsches, and it's usually the team I'm with, and usually Fishy again, and then the Supercars is usually Fishy again for it, There's probably a few stragglers in Super 1 and Super 2 that usually are up there, but I can't really think of any of the names at the moment. They're not really coming to mind. But yeah, it's just Super 2. It's usually just everyone's in the fight. But the other series, there's always those 2 or 3 drivers that just always check out.
Yeah, the Porsche Cups are quite dominated by you crisscross boys, and then I think as well there's Chris Island's team as well that get involved, and a bit of Fishy as well. It's good. I do enjoy watching the Porsche Cups and calling it on a Thursday night.
Yeah, no, it's good, mate. Thursday night Porsches are good. Just be nice if I didn't fight him Bennett or under fuel it, but it'd be nice if I was a bit more involved. But just my own stupidity and being a bit unorganised or disorganised doesn't usually go my way. So hats off to Blake and to Jamie and Michael, and I think Dave Coleman, all those gents that race in the different series are usually on top of it, and they probably put a fair bit of time into it. So they probably deserve to win it half the time. But,
yeah, I mean, you've still got pace in those Porsche Cup cars, so no complaints.
Oh, yeah, don't get me wrong, it's all good in that regard, but just need to remain consistent. That's what's let me down at the moment. Just my inconsistency is the consistency of my inconsistencies is what's doing my head in at the moment.
Say that 10 times fast.
Yeah. So I'm consistently being inconsistent, which is doing obviously my undoing essentially. So as my good mate Jake Edwards and Tyson Styles would say, I'm just a washed up bloody SRW driver now. So as they would say. It's good. I enjoy having the Fishy boys on because they're mega dudes. They're good fun to race against. They like to have a bit of a banter, a bit of a laugh. So it's all good fun and games. And I'm pretty sure right now, like Jamie and Blake will be just taking the mickey out of each other and telling each other pretty stupid and silly jokes and having a bit of a laugh together, So
I think they're trying to make each other make mistakes so that something will happen that gives one of them an advantage, because Jamie is only about a second ahead, so the gaps come down, and we'll have to keep an eye on them at the front. They might give us a photo finish. Oh, excuse me. Apologies.
Oh, we're on the final lap now, mate. We are on the final lap. So I think Harry's going to have a comfortable third place.
That race went by quite quickly, if I'm honest, as Harry does white flag.
Yeah, it's just it's actually gone quite quick, hasn't it? You're right. Don't think Jamie's going to lose this one unless he locks a brake and makes an error, but I think Blakey's just a little too far behind him at the moment.
Oh, Blakey might pull something out. He has before.
Yeah, no, it's not the first time. Not the first time. But Jamie's no slouch either. Keep in mind. So none of the fishy boys are slouches. Yeah, no, Jamie's not a silly boy. He knows what he's doing. He's all over. He's a Scops driver. So that's a big enough and hard enough gig to get into. So hats off to him and to Michael and to Blakey.
Adam, I feel like you actually can explain what is Scops.
That's the best way to put it. Probably, I suppose, the real fast drivers of the supercars, mainly in Australia and New Zealand and Tassie, sort of do Scops, which is a real sort of televised on YouTube and Facebook and Twitch and all that good stuff. It's a real competitive, like super competitive racing organisation series.
Is it a league?
Yeah, it's a league. Yeah, it's a league. Like similar to what we do with SRW, but they're just a little bit more in depth and do things a little bit more differently. That's all. But they only do supercars. That's all they do. They don't do Div 1 or Div 2 or whatever the case may be. It's just one class of Scops, and it could be like a field of 50 or 40 drivers.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, you got to set like blistering times. Like Jamie, I'm pretty sure is up there in pace. Like he's not the quickest, but he's not far off it, is my understanding. So, he does a smart thing and races SRW supercar, so he can keep his eye, and that's the smart thing to do.
Yeah, I think some of the boys, unfortunately, use SRW as sort of not a main race. They sort of use it as something else, as more of like a practice. But obviously, we here want to be seeing their best rather than just a practice. We want to be seeing these guys driving it at their best, driving as hard as they can. As Blake Delaney gets let through by Jamie Dyke.
Well, I suppose they'll be doing their cool down lap and obviously come in for the interviews, I guess.
Oh, wait.
It's a finished answer.
Yeah, wait, they finished.
It's just finished.
I forgot we were on the last lap. And yeah, good win from Jamie Dyke. It was 7/10 back to Blake Delaney, so he's happy with that win. Harry Dodds, P3, Lindsay Hobbs, P4, Tim Harris, Alex McManus, and then Bruce Tanek and Darren Lobb and Michael Whiting all having disconnected. So good job from those.
Yeah.
I'm going to leave the interviews to you, Adam.
Oh, I'm happy to do both, mate. I'm happy for you to have a crack, because I'm just happy to sit and listen, mate. I don't mind.
Well, I'm also happy to sit and listen, so I'm going to hand them over.
I see how it is.
We'll get them and we'll see if they're there. Oh, Cowie, Shibby, you can have a go.
Yeah, have a crack, Shibby. Have a crack, mate. Or do you want to do the first? Do you want to do first? I'll do second, you do third.
Yeah, why don't we do that?
All right, we'll do that. Or we can ask him a question each. How's that sound? I'll meet you halfway. We'll do a question each.
Oh, fine, all right.
Oh,
I'll take the final one.
All right. Did you want to start first, or want me to start first?
I think Shibby should start.
I mean, like 26 second gap between first and second through to third. So first and second, I'll say it together, and then obviously third being Harry Dodds. 26-second gap. That's ridiculous. That's a massive gap. Literally quite easily have a few spins and recover and still be first.
Well, here the boys are. Jamie and Blake.
G'day.
Wait for Harry to jump in, aren't we?
What was that?
I think he's talking to Cowie at the moment.
Ah, right.
Here he is.
Ah, there he is. What's going on, gents?
Certainly a bit of fun.
Yeah, look like it.
Kind of boring from my end.
You're in a bit of no man's land, weren't you, Harry?
Oh, but
chasing-
that was
chasing-
to be expected early
You
for
were
it.
you were chasing Bruce down for a little bit.
Yeah, Bruce and I had a good battle. Kind of really enjoyed that. Like, but it was really a huge undercut that he got. Like, kudos to him for pulling off that good of a strategy. Like, he certainly played his cards well, but yeah, just unlucky with that mistake at turn 1. So, yeah, other than that, I'm pretty happy with P3. Just someone's just got to stop these blokes. I just hope they run into each other next couple of races so I can get the lead off them.
Well, Harry, let's not talk about running into people, mate. That's not a nice thing to wish upon anyone else. And there has been a fair bit of that already today, as we know.
Yeah.
What?
No, don't worry.
What happened?
Was it a good night in the booth tonight?
Oh yeah, frothing at the sides. I was sort of I was messaging Michael halfway through and thinking, yeah, tell Blake, just send it on Jamie, just do something, just tell Jamie a funny joke and make him just absolutely bag it up and make an error. But yeah, obviously nothing happened to that effect.
Oh mate, I was deafened in Discord.
Oh,
Yeah, what?
Oh,
I wasn't letting them get to me.
Wondering why your mic was closed off. Like, what was going on there? Yeah.
As soon as we say Jamie, he starts going a bit weaker than he is and misses braking markers and turning points and everything.
I initially thought, Harry, that you served up a dish of get fenced to poor old Bruce when he spun, but then I realised he's doing it on his own.
Yeah, I did. Yeah, well, thankfully, Cowie got him here. Like, it was really good hardcore racing. I really enjoyed it. Against Bruce today. It was good fun. Really good battles. Good battles up and down. I was just trying to, because my main goal for tonight was like just trying to play it safe tonight. Because obviously, we went through the championship scenario. I'm actually not far, and I'm probably I'm about P3 at the moment. So yeah, just wanted to play it safe and didn't want to play too many risks today. So yeah, pretty happy with that.
It's a good third place, mate. Take what you can get. It was a good effort. You're having a good old battle with Brucey for a while until he obviously made his error. But yeah, no, it was good from our end because I was watching for most of it. And then obviously Blakey was in front, and then Jamie sort of just snuck through, and then just sort of basically those two just fuel saving, I guess, like him and Michael doing the Porsches.
Yeah, the fishy motorsports do like to fuel save. It always bugs me how they keep doing it, and they're like, okay, yeah, they're clutching it. That's why.
Just learn how to fuel save.
Yeah, might take a few nuts out of your book, Blake.
Well, Jamie got one over me tonight, so
yeah, well, there you go.
Did a good job.
Yeah, good on you both. Well done, Jamie, on the win. You definitely deserve that today, mate. Well done.
Thanks, man.
How'd you boys go in the send down 500, or did you not race it?
I got me and Kirby got P6.
Oh, beautiful.
Oh, well done.
Yeah, so you had a pretty good third stint, Harry, following me through the pack.
Oh, no, that wasn't. I don't think that was me. That was my teammate who was following you through there. Yeah,
but your car.
There was so much lap traffic though in that race. It was really difficult to navigate through. But yeah,
just send it.
Just send it. Yeah. We didn't finish the race. So I didn't have a blue on the about 20 laps to go. So yeah, it was my fault. It was my fault, which I did own up to. But yeah, shit happens. We all own up to our mistakes.
Where were you guys sitting before you guys had crashed?
We were sitting in P8 after that.
Oh, that's unfortunate.
Yeah, out of 60 cars, that's
incredible.
Yeah.
It was a good race. The event was awesome.
Oh, the event was amazing for all I know.
Well, thank you guys for coming out to race with us after doing that, because we know it was a long race.
Hard work.
we'll give it to either Jamie or Blake to give your sponsors out for Fishy, and then we'll hand it to Harry.
I'll take it. I know the silence. Thanks very much to West End Mazda, West End Motor Group, Parramatta Peugeot Professional, Parramatta City Great Wall, West End Mazda Parramatta, Parramatta Isuzu Ute, Relax Marine and Game Fishing, DC Shades, Black Wolf Graphics, which there was a fair few paint jobs out there done by Black Wolf today, and the man who keeps putting the setups together, Josh Thomas from Precision Sim Training.
And Adrenaline Images.
And Adrenaline Images, and I don't understand why I missed it. Next time you do it, Jamie. Can I just give a quick shout out if that's okay? Dicey and Kirby had an absolute belter today. They started in 11th and finished 6th. Matty Mundy, who is a second split driver in most categories, finished 10th with me today. He had an absolute blinder of a race for a guy that doesn't race anywhere near or pace-wise anywhere near some of the guys that are in Sculpts. He absolutely smashed it, which is tremendous. He's only been in the sim a few months, so he's done a really good job. Mr. Warwick and Mr. Maguire today started 23rd, finished 17th, and Coleman and Whiting unfortunately had a bit of an accident at the end, which would have had their top 10 finish, but unfortunately had a car pull out on the track and just had nowhere to go.
Why did Michael stop racing tonight?
He conceded that Jamie and I were too good.
Wow.
You heard it here first, folks.
Well, he's not here to defend himself, so
You're right, he's not here to defend himself, so...
And I'm not going back to the Discord after that one.
Alrighty, well, thank you, boys, for a little bit of entertainment at the end of our Super Show. That has been our broadcast here on SRW TV, round 7 of the V8 Supercars. We had a lovely race in Super 2 and the Super 1s, while it was only 9 drivers, was still pretty good as well. I'd like to give a big thank you to our sponsors, DSL Welding, DragonRC, and Promo Department. We didn't actually see the Promo Department safety car tonight, which was actually pretty good, I would say. And a big thank you to everyone at home for sticking with us and tuning in. Of course, the F1 did start about an hour and a half ago, so I am going to go and watch that. And if any of you spoil it, I will come to your house. I'm talking to you boys in the Discord. And if you guys have enjoyed the stream, make sure you guys like, subscribe to all of our channels, and share us around. Thank you guys for showing us some love tonight, and from all of us here at SRW TV, good night, and we hope to see you guys tomorrow for some oval racing. And I still don't know if I'm going to be racing tomorrow night, but I might give it a go. Cheers, guys.